minutes, or nearly 4 minutes on the clock now. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 in Frankfurt. And it is a corner kick which Vitinha will take for Portugal. On that left-hand side, right-footed. Vitinha just as a 3 or 4 pace runner, but Vitinha close the ball towards the back post for Portugal, and it drops quite invitingly, and eventually the snap strike by Ruben Diaz is wide of the upright. The Manchester City man just had a little lash at it, and I think he didn't quite realise how much time he had, because the ball just seemed to squirm to the back post. He was about 8 yards out. On the right-hand side was Ruben Diaz. First touch wasn't a bad one at all, and then rather sliced the shot wide of the upright, and a little bit more time than he realised there did Ruben Diaz. Jan Olbach then with the goal kick for Slovenia. The Madrid man just sweeps the ball out to the left-hand side, and is gathered now by Slovenia right on halfway. Slovenia do product forward, but Pepe is there with the touch on the right-hand side for Portugal. Portugal trying to regather possession, can't quite do so. Balkovic slips in for Slovenia. Now the ball's on the right-hand side for Slovenia, and they manage to wriggle away with it. Stojanovic trying to make things happen on that right-hand side. Stojanovic gets it back, but Portugal have plenty of bodies back there to try to create a situation. Sherin just nudges it down the line on the right-hand side now for Slovenia, and the flag is actually up against Spora, and Spora just has a little shake at the head at the referee, but I think he's only got himself to blame because he had just gone beyond the last line. So it will be a free kick for Portugal, deep inside their own half on the left-hand side with 5.5 minutes played. Diogo Costa comes out of his penalty area, just helps the ball to his right-hand side. João Cancelo wants the ball played to him on that right-hand side, and Portugal popping the ball around inside their own half. Both coaches right on the edge of their technical area. Rafael Leao turns it around the corner to Cristiano Ronaldo, and now Portugal want a free kick. They're going to get a free kick because in the end Bruno Fernandes is the man who's bundled over. The Manchester United captain just points left and right, and was a foul by Lukasic, and Lukasic just wheels away from the situation. It's going to be a free kick then to Portugal. 6 minutes on the clock. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. Portugal considered taking the free kick quickly, opted not to do so. And Vitinha and Bernardo Silva now just engaged in a little bit of dialogue. Free kick to the left of centre. It's about 45 yards from goal. It's not too far out for the strike on goal, but they have loaded the penalty area. Pepe and others forward from the back for Portugal. So it's going to be a right foot of Vitinha. Will it be Bruno? Well, in the end it is Vitinha who just floats it towards Pepe at the back post. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he can, but it's only safely into the arms of Jan Olbach, and I think in fact the ball had just wandered out of play, so it's going to be a goal kick in back for Slovenia. So just shy of 7 minutes played. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 in this last 16 clash. And Slovenia do have the ball on the left-hand side. Portugal probably have the better of the opening exchanges in the game. And it is now collected by Slovenia on the left-hand side. A throw in for Slovenia on their left flank. And Slovenia will take this one then. And they take it quickly. It's gathered now by, well, Jan Olbach in fact wanted it back to him, but eventually Slovenia just wedge it up towards halfway and try and make things happen. But Rafael Leao will gather for Portugal, and Rafael Leao just outside the penalty area. Cristiano Ronaldo's inside the penalty area. Still Cristiano Ronaldo goes down a bit of a heap, and Ronaldo, to be honest, made a bit of a mess of that, did Ronaldo, because Rafael Leao put him in a decent position. Here is Leao, Rafael Leao on the left hand side, 2 yards in from the touchline, level with the edge of the penalty area. Back now to Palhinha. Palhinha sweeps the play to the right hand side, and João Cancelo inside to Bernardo Silva. He's hugging a touchline in the opening 8 minutes of the game for Portugal. They've had a couple of half chances in the game for Portugal. Ruben Diaz with the strike just wide. Cristiano Ronaldo couldn't quite take the ball in his stride then for Portugal. Pepe with the ball inside the centre circle, and Pepe just pokes it to his left hand side. Gathered now by Nuno Mendes, right on halfway. Here is Rafael Leao. It's a misplaced pass, cannons off Bruno Fernandes. Rafael Leao still trying to get in the heart of things, and Rafael Leao now will pick it up on the left hand side and stretches his legs. Here is Leao. Rafael Leao cuts in field, tries to find Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo with the juggling act, and Cristiano Ronaldo's having fun out there and keeps the ball well. It's a little taste of the Ronaldo of old, isn't it? Cristiano Ronaldo then gives the ball away, and Slovenia regather possession, and it is Pepe who will go all the way back to his goalkeeper Diogo Costa, but we just saw Cristiano Ronaldo try and excite the crowd a little bit with 4 or 5 keepy-uppies, and it is now Pepe who does collect and flings the ball out to the left-hand side and finds Nuno Mendes. Is all Portugal in the opening 9 minutes now. They're starting to find their groove. Rafael Leao a yard in front of coach Roberto Martinez. Rafael Leao again on the left-hand side, and Rafael Leao will try and pick up the pieces, and very nearly did so. Slovenia just about scrambling away, but Portugal will regain possession through Ruben Diaz to Vitinho, turns it around the corner on the right-hand side, right on halfway now for Portugal. Now Portugal have the ball now with Pepe inside the centre circle. It's all Portugal early on. Nuno Mendes gathers. Still the game remains 0-0. Bruno Fernandes couldn't quite take it first time, and Slovenia will try and see themselves out of danger, but there's a swarm of Portugal players there, and they're going to win a corner kick, and Portugal absolutely surrounding the Slovenian players on the ball. Don't look comfortable whatsoever, and Rafael Leao, Bruno Fernandes and Paulinho, Vitinha and Cristiano Ronaldo just absolutely swarming the back four of Slovenia now. And Portugal really do look in the zone. 10 minutes on the clock. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. Corner kick to be taken on that left-hand side. It'll be taken right-footed as well, and it's going to be Vitinha to swing it in. Vitinha left on the left-hand side will take it right-footed. Vitinha with the corner kick towards the back post. It's kept alive inside the penalty area. Pepe tries to stab at it, and eventually Slovenia hack the ball away, but no more than that really. And Portugal will regather the ball right on halfway. Collected now by João Cancelo. Cancelo goes to his left-hand side and finds Nuno Mendes, and Nuno Mendes inside towards Pepe, and Pepe to the right-hand side. Now Portugal just completely dominant in terms of possession in the game, and it is Portugal now right on halfway. And Portugal have it once again, and it is gathered by Vitinha. Vitinha just pokes it away, and here is an opportunity now for Portugal inside their own half, and Pepe swings it out to the left-hand side and finds Nuno Mendes, and Nuno Mendes feeds it down the line to Rafael Leao, and Leao with the turn. Leao wants the free kick and gets the free kick as well. And Rafael Leao, who has looked very dangerous and really noticeable in the opening exchanges of the game, is the Rafael Leao, Bernardo Silva are absolutely hugging both touchlines. I mean, there's no space whatsoever for Slovenia to get a breath really, because Portugal are making the pitch as wide as possible. They really are. Ruben Diaz now, the Manchester City man, flicks it inside for João Cancelo. Now Pepe, the veteran, inside his own half on his right foot. Consider going left, consider going right. Does go right now to Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz, the number 4, inside for Paulinho, and Paulinho back inside for Pepe. And Pepe now just outside the centre circle. Pepe flicks it infield. There's an opportunity now for Portugal to bring the ball out from the back, and they've been completely dominant in the game so far. Vitinha and Paulinho have just been enjoying the lion's share of possession. Pepe goes to his right-hand side, and Portugal working the ball down their right-hand side now, and it's gathered by Vitinha deep inside his own half. Vitinha goes back to Pepe, and Slovenia pressing the ball well for a change, and it's regathered now by Vitinha. And Vitinha slides it out to his right-hand side and finds Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz up towards halfway. Ruben Diaz considered the early ball. He was looking for Paulinho, but in the end, Portugal go for something a little bit more measured, and it is collected now by Nuno Mendes. Now Rafael Leao on the left-hand side. Nuno Mendes once again. Nuno Mendes inside for Pepe, and Pepe just shy of halfway on the left-hand side finds Nuno Mendes. Here's Rafael Leao, and Rafael Leao through the gears. Rafael Leao now to Bruno Fernandes. It's neat and tidy, gathered by Paulinho. All of this inside the Slovenian half, and now Ruben Diaz on the right-hand side has got the option of Bernardo Silva down the line. Eventually Bernardo Silva does gather. Bernardo Silva now for Portugal on that right-hand side on his left foot. Bernardo Silva sweeps the ball to a really dangerous area, and towards the back post was Bruno Fernandes, who just couldn't quite get a decisive touch on it, and Bernardo Silva just claps his hands together in frustration. It was a yard away from Cristiano Ronaldo, in fact, when the ball came in too, and Ronaldo was a whisker away, so too was Bruno Fernandes. It's a lovely ball in from Bernardo Silva, and Portugal are starting to ask questions. Ronaldo was so close to it, so too was Bruno Fernandes. It was left-footed from Bernardo Silva on that right-hand side. It was one of those that was just curling in, just asking the question for someone to get a touch on it, and both the two players, Cristiano Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes, were so close to getting a vital touch on the ball. Slovenia have got to be careful here. You feel as though they're riding their luck, and Portugal are asking all the questions in the game so far. Pepe slides it to Rafael Leao. Here is Rafael Leao on the left-hand side, 2 yards in from the touchline, 35 yards from goal. The Milan man, Rafael Leao, goes on the outside. Rafael Leao's cross is a poor one in the end, actually, and it is cut out by Slovenia, and they can't go anywhere. Cristiano Ronaldo bites in with the challenge, and the Portuguese captain Cristiano Ronaldo just prevents Slovenia from getting away from the ball, the 39-year-olds. And we saw the trickery from Cristiano Ronaldo earlier. He's pretty close to scoring in this tournament, hasn't he? Very unselfish assist on match week 1, if you like, in the groups. He was a whisker away there from making things happen. Ruben Dias now will mop up at the back for Portugal. Ruben Dias just smashes it into the stand from inside his own penalty area, and therefore it will be a throw-in for Slovenia on the left-hand side. Throw-in for Slovenia then on their left flank, and it is just about level with the edge of the Portuguese penalty area. 15 minutes played, and Slovenia do hoist the ball into the penalty area. To no one in particular though, and could be an opportunity now for Bruno Fernandes to pick up the pieces. He can't quite do so, but in the end Portugal will regather possession. They have the ball now with Cristiano Ronaldo on the left hand side, got runners left and right. Cristiano Ronaldo cuts in field and finds Vitinha. Vitinha just zips it in intelligently now for Bruno Fernandes. Goes to his right hand side, 2 inside the penalty area, back to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes with the crossing towards Cristiano Ronaldo, who goes down, has a little look at the referee. No penalty, says the referee. Nuno Mendes will pick up the pieces just outside the penalty area on the left hand side, and the ball is back now with Pepe. It's all Portugal once again. Pepe inside to Ruben Dias, Ruben Dias to Pepe. Pepe goes all the way back to Diogo Costa, and it is a ball which Pepe will take once again for Portugal. So he goes to his left hand side and finds Nuno Mendes, back to Pepe, and Pepe is, well, Pepe just moves the ball out from the back, and it's regathered now by Vitinha inside his own half for Portugal. Vitinha pokes it with the outside of his right boot to Pepe. Pepe back inside, just 2 yards to his right hand side, and finds Vitinha. Vitinha seeing all the ball in the early exchanges here with 16 minutes on the clock. Vitinha does gather once again, tries to slide it through to Bruno Fernandes, does just that. Portugal playing the little triangles inside the Slovenia half, and the Paris Saint-Germain man Vitinha seeing more of the ball than anyone in the opening 16 minutes of the game. Portugal now regather, and Pepe will collect inside the centre circle, and Pepe now does regather the ball just outside the centre circle, goes to his right hand side, and Portugal now on the right hand side trying to make things happen. Bernardo Silva's touch though just didn't quite come off, and Slovenia now do have the ball, and they want a free kick as well. The referee's content the play to continue. Will the referee bring it back for a free kick? I think he might, but he certainly considered doing so, and eventually now there's a free kick for Portugal deep inside their own half. And Spora is just asking the question of the referee, because he feels as though there should have been a free kick for Slovenia, but I think the referee momentarily played play on, and as a result Portugal managed to win the ball back. So was it a high boot from Vitinha on Andras Spora? That was a suggestion from Slovenia, but nothing doing. Free kick Portugal in the end. 17.5 minutes played. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 in this Euro 2024 last 16 clash. Pepe goes to his left hand side and finds Nuno Mendes, and Nuno Mendes just sticks his studs on the ball and slows the pace of the game down. Now Pepe just pings the ball to his right hand side and finds Ruben Dias, and Ruben Dias to João Cancelo just inside the Slovenia half, and Slovenia do actually win the ball back right on halfway, and it's a rare opportunity now for Slovenian Stojanovic to try and make things happen. Now Slovenia regather the ball inside the centre circle. Slovenia have it once more at the back now with Jan Oblak, and Jan Oblak just hoists it forward with a degree of hope. But Slovenia have actually managed to regather possession just outside the penalty area on that right hand side. Opportunity now for Slovenia inside the penalty area. In fact, Pepe gets a touch on it, and eventually Portugal I think will manage to get there first, and a little bit scrappy from both sides, but Slovenia regather possession. Now Portugal providing a screen in front of them, but the ball's been kicked out of play because Nuno Mendes is down in a heap, clutching his left leg, I think, with 18.5 minutes played. In fact, this is right angle that Nuno Mendes is clutching, and he's suggesting there was a foul in there by Stojanovic. I think it was a relatively fair attempt to play the ball from Petar Stojanovic, and Nuno Mendes is down in a heap, and Nuno Mendes is receiving a little bit of treatment now. So Portugal have been dominant in the game. They are the side that have had the better of the two chances, and so it is going to be the ball, I think, will be played back to Slovenia because they put it out of play here. But Nuno Mendes is back on his feet. He's just limping a little bit, but I think he's going to be okay to continue with 19 minutes on the clock. Just joining us, it is Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. It's been an entertaining opening 19 or so minutes to the game. Half chances for Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo got loose inside the penalty area, and Ruben Diaz possibly having the best sight at goal after a corner kick which he smashed wide. Jan Oblak hasn't really had to make a save in the game, neither has Diogo Costa. And it's Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. So Slovenia have the ball at the back inside their own half, and Jan Oblak feeds the ball out to the right hand side in Karnacik, and all of a sudden there's an opportunity for Portugal to regather possession right on halfway. But Slovenia are back in possession now. Spora tries to slide it through, but very comfortable indeed for Diogo Costa. Diogo Costa does regather. Over 20 minutes play, Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. And it's collected now by Rafael Leao on the left-hand side. Rafael Leao walking pace for Portugal. And I think Roberto Martinez will want to see a little bit more from Rafael Leao. He will no doubt be so aware of Rafael Leao's undoubted quality. Just haven't really seen him run at the full-back as yet. Could be an opportunity for him to do so now. Rafael Leao pokes the ball back for Nuno Mendes. And Nuno Mendes tries to ask a little bit too much, I think, of Rafael Leao on the left-hand side. Rafael Leao just has a little word with Nuno Mendes and says, I wanted it played a little bit cuter. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 is the score. 21 minutes on the clock. And of course, both sides will be eyeing up that potential quarter-final against France on Friday evening. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. Portugal have the ball through Paulinho inside the centre circle. Slovenia have got bodies back there, but Bernardo Silva's tussling forward as well. And Bernardo Silva might try and nick the ball back from Portugal. Can't quite do so. Slovenia hack it towards the halfway line. And it's now collected by Stojanovic inside the centre circle for Slovenia. Stojanovic's forward ball was a pretty neat one, but it's very well taken out of the night sky by Nuno Mendes. And Nuno Mendes in turn gives the ball away and lunges into a challenge. Slovenia have the ball now on the right-hand side. Nick just tried to find a way through, couldn't quite do so, and Nuno Mendes with a bit more of a direct ball now towards Cristiano Ronaldo. Slovenia back in possession, but it is Paulinho who's applying a little bit of pressure on Jan Oblak, and the ball is now inside the centre circle, and it will be Nuno Mendes who goes down in a heap and wants a free kick to be given, and a free kick is indeed given for the Portuguese man, who was clutching his right ankle a moment or so ago, and now he's down in a heap, and he's clutching his left ankle this time around. And this time, in fact, Mendes looks like he's in a bit more pain because he's actually clutching that right hip of his. A bit of a winced expression on his face, but he manages to get back to his feet. There's twice now in the last 5 minutes that Nuno Mendes has been down, and twice that Nuno Mendes is now back on his feet. So the Paris Saint-Germain man is going to be okay to continue. And Pepe has the ball at the back for Portugal. 23 minutes played. And Pepe now will no doubt just survey his options left and right. Goes all the way back instead to Diogo Costa. And it is collected on that right-hand side by Portugal once more. Portugal have the ball on that right flank, and Portugal now with Pepe more central deep inside his own half, and Pepe striding up towards halfway, and Pepe finds Nuno Mendes on the left-hand side. Nuno Mendes out of options really, and Rafael Leao goes back to Pepe in the end. Portugal don't really have much to play with, and they go all the way back to Diogo Costa in goal. Diogo Costa goes out to his right-hand side, And now it is Portugal once again through Bernardo Silva. And Bernardo Silva cuts it infield intelligently. Past the midway point in the first half. No goals as yet tonight in Frankfurt. Nuno Mendes has seen lots of the ball goes to his left-hand side and finds Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes asking a bit of Rafael Leao. Leao does gather. Rafael Leao, right-footed, just tries to squirm this way and that. Can't quite do so. Rather emblematic of Rafael Leao's first half. But here's Bruno Fernandes with the effort down the throat of Jan Oblak. And I think the whistle had gone anyway against Bruno Fernandes as he nicked his strike away. And so it remains Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 in this last 16 clash. And it's just a handball in there from Palhinha, the Fulham midfielder, in the build-up to that strike from Bruno Fernandes. And so it is gathered on that right-hand side by Slovenia. Stojanovic cuts it infield. Stojanovic now to Olsnik, and Slovenia enjoying a very rare spell of possession in the game. And Cherin just manages to nutmeg Rafael Leao. I think you would have enjoyed that one, Cherin. And Rafael Leao had a little nibble at Cherin as he went through. So it remains Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 with 25 minutes played. Portugal have got some defending to do here, but in fact Slovenia have taken a free kick. The referee is just having a little bit of a chat, Roberto Martinez here, because Cherin went through the legs of Rafael Leao, who had a little nibble at Cherin as he went through, and Rafael Leao was indeed penalised. And Roberto Martinez is not happy with the referee. That's a very controlled figure, this Roberto Martinez. And it is Slovenia now in possession, who get up towards the edge of the penalty area. Pepe was there but didn't win the header, and Portugal now trying to scrap the ball away, and they might just manage to do so now with Palhinha. Turn around the corner really intelligently by Bernardo Silva, and all of a sudden here comes Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes on the right hand side. Bruno Fernandes considered the early cross, instead just waits a little bit. Bruno Fernandes isn't happy, I think, with himself, or perhaps some of the movement in front of him, because the ball's gone out of play for a throw in, but it is a throw in for Portugal, who've taken it very quickly. Gathered now by Vitinha. Vitinha zips it into Cristiano Ronaldo, tried to turn it around the corner. Vitinha once again. Vitinha neatly done to Palhinha, and Palhinha to his right hand side by João Cancelo. João Cancelo now on that right hand side, tries to go on the outside, does indeed manage to get in across towards Cristiano Ronaldo, and it's Durkasic who puts it behind for a corner kick. And the battle between Durkasic and Ronaldo is a really interesting one inside the penalty area. Durkasic then behind for a corner kick, and it is now a corner kick which will be taken for Portugal on that left hand side. It's going to be a throw in for Portugal. It will be thrown that Nuno Mendes does take, and Nuno Mendes hoists the ball into the penalty area. Slovenia might have an opportunity to break away, but it's gathered by Bruno Fernandes, who tried to feed it out to his right hand side, couldn't quite do so. Slice ball, but Pepe's underneath it, and Pepe's header forward, and Slovenia gather inside the centre circle. Slovenia do have the ball now, and they nudge it forward intelligently inside the Portugal half, and they have it now with Spora on the right hand side. Spora just couldn't quite find a way through, and it's nudged down the line towards Rafael Leao, goes down pretty theatrically, and it's no free kick, and it is a throw in for Slovenia. And I think Slovenia will be very, very happy indeed that they've managed to get through these opening 27 minutes pretty unscathed. Yes, Portugal have had a lot of the ball, but haven't really created too much in the game, and it is Portugal who regather possession on the right hand side with Bernardo Silva. Cuts it infield intelligently for Vitinha. Vitinha crosses halfway just to the right of centre. Vitinha's got runners left and right. Vitinha's 40 yards from goal. Vitinha looks left, looks right again, goes, zips it infield in fact to Bruno Fernandes, and eventually it is behind again for another corner kick for Portugal. And so a corner kick for Portugal on their right hand side, and it is another opportunity to load the penalty area for Roberto Martinez's men. The contest, you feel, following a pattern that Roberto Martinez certainly would have expected Slovenia to sit in. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 is the score. Corner kick then on the right hand side. It'll be taken left footed, swung into a half decent area, and scraped away now by Slovenia, gathered by Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes smashes it into the penalty area, and it's gathered now by Jan Oblak, and Pepe just, not for the first time in his career I think, just going in a little bit late on Jan Oblak, the goalkeeper. It was Ruben Diaz who kept it alive, and Pepe obviously felt the ball was there to be won, but just left in a right arm on Jan Oblak. And 29 minutes played, Portugal 0, Slovenia 0, and when you look at the replay of that, well, the replays we're seeing here on our monitor suggest that Pepe knew exactly what he was doing, left a little right elbow in there to the midriff of Jan Oblak, who, credit to him, he didn't overstate what was happening to him. And it is now collected by Bruno Fernandes. He tried to poke it forward towards Rafael Leao, came off Rafael Leao, and now it is back with Jan Oblak in goal for Slovenia, and played just shy of half an hour. Slovenia are in possession just outside the centre circle, and it's regathered now by Slovenia 35 yards from goal. An opportunity now on their left hand side, but Portugal back in possession. All of this just inside the Portuguese half, really cleverly done by Vitinho. Zidane style pirouette on the ball. Cristiano Ronaldo tries to turn it around the corner. Got to be said, it's not been Cristiano Ronaldo's greatest half an hour in a Portuguese shirt. He's really been able to make things happen as the focal point. There's so many options on the bench, of course, do Portugal. I mean, you look at the likes of Diogo Jota and João Felix as the ball is played forward now into the penalty area. Bruno Fernandes was the intended target. Out of play now for a throw-in for Portugal on that right-hand side. Bernardo Silva wanted to take it quickly, couldn't quite do so. And it is Portugal who regather possession. Portugal have the ball 30 yards from goal. Cleverly done now by João Cancelo on the right hand side. Can he get his cross into the penalty? I think he might, just towards Cristiano Ronaldo with the header, and Cristiano Ronaldo's header just comes off his shoulder into the arm of Jan Oblak. But you don't want to give Ronaldo too many opportunities like that. Slovenia now with the long ball, but Pepe is back there mopping up, and Pepe finds his goalkeeper Diogo Costa, who rather hurriedly smashes it up towards halfway and out of play for a Slovenia throw. It will be a throw in then for Slovenia in the game, and Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 is the score as it stands. It is a very, very intriguing battle indeed between Durkasic and Cristiano Ronaldo in terms of that physical duel between the pair. Portugal now have the ball, and Rafael Leao up and over halfway. Here is Leao, still Rafael Leao. It's Rafael Leao for Portugal. Rafael Leao goes down, wants a free kick in a really good position. He's going to get a free kick as well, just outside the confines of the penalty area. And Rafael Leao, we all know he's capable of scoring those majestic individual goals. And Rafael Leao was bursting forwards, and Vanja Durkasic goes into the referee's notebook for the foul on Rafael Leao. The Milan man is still down on the turf, but when he gets going, Leao, he can be so dangerous, and his touch was just a little bit heavy, took it close to Durkasic, but then Rafael Leao manages to poke it to his left hand side. Durkasic comes steaming in, and it's a free kick in a very dangerous position just outside the penalty area. And Durkasic protests his innocence to the referee, but the referee knows what he saw. And it's going to be a free kick now for Portugal just outside the area. Roberto Martinez is in dialogue with one or two Portuguese players. And it is Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. Free kick which Cristiano Ronaldo will be absolutely all over for Portugal with 32 minutes on the clock. So, free kick for Portugal. I haven't really seen too many saves from either goalkeeper, if any save from either goalkeeper in the game so far. Portugal have had all the ball and lots of possession around the area, but they haven't really been able to do anything with it. Cristiano Ronaldo is there, and there's three other Portuguese players as part of the conversation, but I don't think we're in any doubt whatsoever that the captain's going to take this one. Ronaldo then for Portugal. And Cristiano Ronaldo just moved away from the ball. 33 minutes played, and it's 5 players in the Slovenia wall. Cristiano Ronaldo screams to the heavens before he takes the free kick. It's going to be Cristiano Ronaldo now, right-footed, just to the left of centre, just outside the penalty area. It's Ronaldo for Portugal with a free kick, hits it well and zips it over the crossbar. Certainly had plenty of zip and pace on it, and it's just gone over the crossbar in the end. But Ronaldo exactly what he was doing. He fired the ball with pace and purpose, and it really wasn't far over the top of the crossbar in the end to the left of Jan Oblak, who did make a dive and might just have got fingertips on it, but it had all the pace on it. The trajectory was just a little bit off target, but nonetheless, Ronaldo going close again. Still the goal drought for Cristiano Ronaldo continues in international tournaments. Vitinha around the corner, Bernardo Silva. Now it's regathered by Slovenia, 45 yards from goal. Slovenia pouring forward, but can Rafael Leao get a touch on this for Portugal? Yes, he can. Cristiano Ronaldo around the corner. It's Rafael Leao. It's still Rafael Leao for Portugal, and still Rafael Leao is inside the penalty area, and it's poked behind for a corner kick. And Cristiano Ronaldo considered taking it quickly, but Rafael Leao, now having been pretty quiet the opening 20 minutes, is starting to find a little bit more grass to move into, and that's all Rafael Leao can do. That's the quality he's got, no doubt about that. Rafael Leao, when he has the opportunity, it was a lovely little touch inside actually from Cristiano Ronaldo to set up Rafael Leao. Going to be a corner kick now for Portugal on that left hand side. Made Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 in the game. Corner kick on the left hand side for Portugal. Vitinha considered taking it short to Bernardo Silva, opted against it in the end, and it will be Portugal who have a corner kick on the left hand side. Referee saying get on with it, and Vitinha now, well, Vitinha takes it short to Bernardo Silva. Vitinha now just outside the penalty area. Vitinha just hangs up into a dangerous area towards Cristiano Ronaldo, and it's just a yard over Cristiano Ronaldo's head, and once again Cristiano Ronaldo just screams into the Frankfurt evening sky. Vitinha's ball in was a pretty good one. Ronaldo climbed and he wasn't too far away, and Slovenia saw it out of play for a goal kick, and Ronaldo's come pretty close in the last few minutes of the game, but it remains Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. I wouldn't say Slovenia hanging on, but certainly Portugal with all the ball in the game. And so it is Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. Portugal with 70% possession, 3 attempts on goal and 4 corners. Slovenia with 30% possession, 0 attempts and 0 corners. Rather would have predicted this, but Portugal haven't found a way through. Slovenia, credit to them, haven't really enabled Portugal to have too many clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities in the game. It is now Diogo Costa who wedges the ball out to the left-hand side, and Nuno Mendes tried to get a touch on it and did, and Nuno Mendes bursting forward on that left-hand side. Nuno Mendes for Portugal does regather possession. Nuno Mendes trying to glide inside, and Rafael Leao might just pick up the pieces, and here is Rafael Leao with a juggling act, and is that going to be a handball against Karnasic? It is, and it's going to be a yellow card as well, and a free kick for Portugal on the left-hand side, and the free kick on the left-hand side for Portugal just outside the confines of the penalty area. And Rafael Leao increasingly involved in the game. It's been a better 5 or 10 minutes really for Portugal in the contest, and it is going to be a free kick now for Portugal, and Vitinha and Bernardo Silva are the two players standing over the set piece. Bernardo Silva might just leave it now for Cristiano Ronaldo, and Cristiano Ronaldo is going to take this, I think, right-footed. It's just outside the penalty area on the left-hand side. Ronaldo's going to take it. The angle's surely too tight for the strike on goal, but Ronaldo might fancy this one. It's Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal. 37 minutes on the clock. It's Cristiano Ronaldo who's going to take the set piece, and Bernardo Silva is also there. And Ronaldo is annoyed, so it is Bernardo Silva, because the free kick has been pushed away by the referee to a different kind of position. Ronaldo just puts it back where he wants it, and Ronaldo now with a run up once again. Cristiano Ronaldo will take this for Portugal. It's Cristiano Ronaldo with the free kick, and it sails beyond everyone, and it's really pulled out from Ronaldo. He's been busy in this first half, but just hasn't managed to get that decisive. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 in the game, and it is now Slovenia who have the ball on the right hand side. Slovenia just wedge it down the line and try to gather the ball through Stojanovic. Stojanovic has it just outside the penalty on the right hand side. Stojanovic now with the cutback. Stojanovic with the cutback is a pretty good one, but Nuno Mendes is there to clear for Portugal, and Nuno Mendes is congratulated by his fellow Portuguese players as if he scored a goal, because Stojanovic was racing through then on that right hand side and did just have the opportunity to pick out one or two inside the penalty area. Couldn't quite do so because Nuno Mendes was flying back to deal with the situation. The Paris Saint-Germain 22-year-old. He's one of the standout players in the game so far tonight. Nuno Mendes then puts it behind for Slovenia's first corner. 39 minutes on the clock. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. And there's an opportunity for Slovenia to fire the ball into the penalty area. It is going to be a corner kick which is taken short, and all of a sudden Slovenia now can zip the ball across the face of the penalty area. It was Sherin who decided to do just that. Portugal will nick it away. So it's Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. It is now an opportunity for Portugal on their right hand side to take the throw on that right hand side, and Bruno Fernandes does have it. Bruno Fernandes deep inside his own half. Bruno Fernandes lifts it long, looking towards the runner Cristiano Ronaldo. Goalkeeper Jan Oblak will deal with this situation. Ronaldo might have been offside. In fact, Ronaldo was offside. The flag is up, and it is a free kick then for Slovenia. And so it's a free kick for Slovenia at the back because Cristiano Ronaldo was offside. 5 minutes to play before half time. Engaging 45 minutes of football, but as yet no goals in the game. And it is Portugal who are in possession deep inside their own half. Gathered by Paulinho. Now on the right hand side, João Cancelo with a little darting run. The ball's out of play for a throw in for Portugal, level with the edge of the penalty area on the right hand side. And Portugal have an opportunity to flick the ball into the penalty area. Do they? No, instead they go backwards. And Pepe has the ball inside his own half. And it is Portugal with a more patient build up now. And they have the ball on that right hand side to the Portuguese. Turn around the corner now, looking for the run of Ronaldo. Didn't quite come off. It's going to be another throw in for Portugal on that right hand side. There's two balls on the pitch momentarily. Referee just halts the game, and I think Slovenia will be really pleased with how this first half has gone, because it has been a first half in which Slovenia have managed to contain this Portuguese side. Portugal now with a throw in on that right hand side. Now Portugal do have an opportunity to feed the ball into the area. In fact, they're going to go short. It's regathered now by Vitinha, but the ball in fact is out on play, and it will be a throw in now for Slovenia in the left back slot, as some of the Portuguese players warm up on the touchline, including João Felix and Diogo Jota. Bad players to bring off the bench, are they? There's a great depth in this Portuguese line-up, and Pepe wins the header, and it's gathered now by Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes tries to find Cristiano Ronaldo and does on the left-hand side. Cristiano Ronaldo thwarted by Durkasic. Durkasic wedges it down the line for Slovenia. Portugal try and win the ball back. It's going to be thrown for Slovenia. Taking quickly on that. Sesko's barely been involved in the game, as is Sesko just outside the penalty area. Portugal though with bodies back there, and Portugal do win the ball back on their right hand side, and it's Vitinha who wants a free kick actually. Vitinha just about manages to squirm away from his man, and Vitinha just had a little look at the referee to say, well, shouldn't that have been a free kick? The referee saying he's happy to play the advantage. 43 minutes on the clock. Hoisted down the line with Bruno Fernandes, and it's collected now by Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao now does gather. Rafael Leao pokes it forwards, right on the halfway line. Ruben Diaz will collect. The Manchester City man goes to his fellow Manchester City teammate Bernardo Silva, but his pass forward is a little bit overcooked. It's probably been Bernardo Silva's greatest game, I don't think, so far for Portugal. And now Slovenia, the other end, will try and make. Here is Sesko with the effort on goal down the throat of Diogo Costa. It's what to go from that kind of range from Sesko. because he did just see the Portuguese defence melt away in front of him, and why not have a ping from range? Here's Bruno Fernandes on the left-hand side, and Bruno Fernandes now tries to slide it through for Rafael Leão. So really poor ball from Bruno Fernandes, the truth be told. And it's collected now by Slovenia, and suddenly the game feels really, really open. Slovenia have the ball on that left-hand side. Slovenia now with opportunity to bring the ball into the penalty area. There could be an opportunity now inside the box, but Pepe is there to shepherd it behind for a corner kick for Slovenia. So, 44 minutes on the clock. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 in the game. And it's just been another corner kick now will be, for Slovenia into the final few seconds of the first half. We wait to see how much additional time there's going to be at the end of the opening 45. Slovenia really haven't tested Diogo Costa in the game as yet. Be a bit of a smash and grab if they could get a goal here right on the stroke of half time. Corner kick for Slovenia on that left hand side. It'll be taken right-footed. There's plenty of movement inside the penalty area towards a sea of bodies, and it comes off a Slovenia body in the end, I think, and behind for a Portuguese goal kick. And we wait to see how many additional minutes. There's going to be 2 additional minutes at the end of the opening 45, and that sounds about right. A couple of injury scare moments really for Nuno Mendes, who went down twice in that first half, but ultimately was okay. So it is Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 in the contest. 2 additional minutes at the end of the opening 45. Gathered now by Nuno Mendes, just shy of halfway on the left-hand side. The left back for Portugal cuts infield and finds Pepe. And Pepe, considered going to his left-hand side, now goes to his right-hand side and finds Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz slips it in to midfield once again. Ruben Diaz now has the ball inside the centre circle. He's got a right to centre to take one of the additional 2 minutes at the end of the first half. And Portugal have the ball once again. And Cristiano Ronaldo made the early run, but Portugal will just slow the pace of the game down now. Pepe moves it to Nuno Mendes on that left-hand side, and Bruno Fernandes does gather. Bruno Fernandes tries to squirm away through, and it is a free kick for Slovenia. And that might just be that really in terms of the first half, because Slovenia no doubt will take their time over this free kick, and Bruno Fernandes with a little bit of frustration. It's really been his first half either. Just tried to flick the ball back inside and couldn't quite manage to regather possession. So, Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 in this last 16 clash in Frankfurt. Final few moments of the first half, and the ball is launched long for Slovenia. Rather than halfway, they have it now. Rafael Leão applying the pressure, and Nuno Mendes with the touch on Rafael Leão now to Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo's 40 yards from goal. It's Cristiano Ronaldo to Rafael Leão. Rafael Leão on the left-hand side. It's Rafael Leão by the byline. Rafael Leão trying to find a way through. Still Rafael Leão. It's Rafael Leão for Portugal. Tees it up invitingly, and the strike on goal just creeps past the post of Paulinho. It was really nicely done by Rafael Leão. A demonstration of what he's capable of. Jinking and jiving on the left-hand side. Eventually finding himself by the dead ball line on the left-hand side. Cut the ball back for Paulinho in his effort just to whisker past the post in the end. Don't think the goalkeeper got fingertips on it. It was a really decent strike, just licked the outside of the post in fact. But at half-time it is Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 in this last 16 clash in Frankfurt. the last 16 in Euro 2024. No goals after the opening 45 minutes. It was a very, very engaging opening 45 minutes. Portugal enjoyed the lion's share of possession, but really didn't test, I should say, Jan Oblak too much in that opening half. But Slovenia, they'll be absolutely delighted with the way in which they've restricted this Portuguese side, and we're up and underway at the start of the second half. Of course, England and Slovakia went to extra time last night, and as it stands, we're going the same this evening, but still 45 minutes to play, and I don't think there's any doubt that Roberto Martinez won't want to take the chance of extra time and potential penalties. He will want his Portuguese side to go through the gears in the second half and produce more, because of course they expected this Slovenia side to sit back a little bit and absorb some pressure, but in the second half things should get increasingly stretched, and we await to see exactly how it will unfold. No changes at the start of the second half. And Slovenia are in possession just on halfway. They're poking towards the centre circle, but Portugal have got bodies back there. Ruben Diaz is physical and strong and wins the ball back, and the referee says it will be a free kick for Portugal right on halfway. Really too many chances in that first half. Cristiano Ronaldo had a free kick which just slipped over the crossbar in the end, and it was a moment too for Ruben Diaz early on from a corner kick, and the chances came for Portugal, but they weren't really half chances. They did dominate possession though in that first half, but couldn't find their way through. Plenty of options on the bench for Portugal as well. Portugal do have the ball just over halfway, a minute or so into the second period. Vitinha, who was very impressive in that first half, swivels on the ball and feeds it into Palhinha. Palhinha goes back to the veteran Pepe. Pepe just brings the ball to Ruben Diaz on his right hand side. Ruben Diaz up and over halfway to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva down the line intelligently, looking for the run of Cancelo, and João Cancelo's inside the penalty area, slips inside, still Cancelo, and fires it across the face of goal, and it's slashed over the crossbar by Bernardo Silva. And I think one or two in Portuguese colours wanted the ball played earlier from João Cancelo, who just danced his way through inside the penalty area, eventually zipped it across the face of goal. When the ball fell back for Bernardo Silva, a player of his undoubted quality would no doubt have expected to do better from that kind of situation. Bernardo Silva picked the ball up, he was just inside the penalty area, left footed, wanted to take it first time, but skied it over the crossbar after a lovely run from João Cancelo on that right hand side. The Manchester City man with the run, with the opportunity to find someone in red and green inside the penalty area. Slovenia now coming forward inside the box, and the ball is just ricochets actually off Ruben Diaz and out for a corner kick for Slovenia. So chances at either end now at the start of the second half. Slovenia do have a corner kick on the right hand side. There will be a corner kick which will be taken, and the big boys are coming forward from the back for Slovenia. Don't forget, this is their first ever participation in the knockout stages of an international tournament. My goodness, if they could pinch something against Portugal tonight, it would be an absolutely historic day for this small nation. Corner kick then on the right hand side for Slovenia. They've taken it short and eventually do wedge the ball into the penalty area towards the back post, and an effort on goal is a bit of a stretched effort in the end by Elsnik. And it's a comfortable claim for Diogo Costa in the Portugal goal. Roberto Martinez will wait too long to make changes. I mean, you look at the quality he's got on the bench, you look at the game-changing quality he's got on the bench as well, with the likes of Neto, João Felix, and Diego Jota as well. So, fascinating to see exactly when Portugal do choose to make a change. It is Slovenia now with the ball on the right hand side. It will be Pepe though, the veteran, to flick it up towards halfway. Pepe is fouled, and Pepe, as you might expect, just squirms around on the turf, clutching his ankle, and it's a rather a wry smile on the face of Benjamin Šeško, because he's I think suggesting that Pepe is making the most of that, and monitors would suggest that that is indeed the case. Pepe has beaten the turf, but miraculously he's back up on his feet and he's okay to continue. 49 minutes on the clock. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 in this last 16 clash. Of course, don't forget, France await the winners of this one in the quarterfinals after France edged out Belgium earlier on tonight. Portugal have the ball at the back with Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz goes to his left-hand side and finds Pepe. And Pepe, the 21-year-old. Just clips the ball to his left-hand side. Nuno Mendes, who was arguably Portugal's best player in that first half. Nuno Mendes and Rafael Leao down that left-hand side didn't look more dangerous than the right flank of João Cancelo and Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva now 2 yards in from the touchline, that right-hand side. Now it's gathered by Ruben Dias. Ruben Dias rolls his studs over the ball, gets his chin up. Ruben Dias is just outside his own penalty area. And he pokes the ball 10 yards to his left-hand side and finds Pepe. Pepe in turn finds Nuno Mendes. All of this being played down the left-hand side of Portugal. Rafael Leao's really sloppy and gives the ball away. And Slovenia now pouring forward. Slovenia now with an opportunity inside the penalty. The angle's pretty acute. Goalkeeper comes out as Diogo Costa. And Slovenia do keep it alive. And the header on goal eventually is looping goalwards from Šeško. But it is off target. Just for a moment, Portugal looked a little bit vulnerable, a little bit chaotic at the back almost, with 50 minutes on the clock. So, 0-0 the score, and Slovenia have the ball. Haven't seen much more of the ball in the opening 5 minutes of the game, really, in terms of the possession statistics that they did in the first half. Is Rafael Leao on the left-hand side, wants the ball back. Cristiano Ronaldo does gather. Cristiano Ronaldo plays it short for Nuno Mendes. Back now with the former Real Madrid and Manchester United man. Now Rafael Leao. Ronaldo has a word with the referee. He wants a free kick. Cristiano Ronaldo needs to be careful. He got a yellow card in the previous game against Georgia, gesticulating with the referee. And now it's João Cancelo who goes down the line. And João Cancelo down the line, the right-hand side, gathered now by Ruben Dias, 40 yards from goal. Ruben Dias with the ball into the penalty area. It's a pretty good cross in though. Coutinho will pick up the pieces and goes to his left-hand side and runs Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes 35 yards from goal. On his right boot, Cristiano Ronaldo in support. Ronaldo tees it to the left-hand side and finds Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes infield for Coutinho. Coutinho might fancy this goal. Coutinho strike takes a deflection. Bernardo Silva consider picking up the piece on the right hand side inside the penalty area, but Slovenia do hack it away, and it will be a throw in for Portugal right on halfway. And Ronaldo is asking the question of 1 or 2. He wanted the free kick to be given in his favour after Stojanovic had barged into him, and certainly that was Ronaldo's interpretation. Stojanovic really could have got out of the way. You can certainly understand Ronaldo's point. Ruben Dias now just having a little bit of a chat with Roberto Martinez on this near side. 52 minutes played. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. Certainly an intriguing situation here in Frankfurt. Nuno Mendes on the ball, finds Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes will fizz the ball out to the right-hand side now, finds João Cancelo. João Cancelo just in turn goes to his right-hand side of Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva drifting the field in his left foot, 35 yards from goal. More central now for Coutinho. Coutinho is approaching the edge of the penalty area. Coutinho tried to find a way through, couldn't do so. And Slovenia now will try to break away. Slovenia have the ball on that right-hand side. They flick it long, looking for Šeško, but it's far too far for him. And gathered by Diogo Costa. Diogo Costa bowled the ball out instantaneously for João Cancelo. And João Cancelo now just nicks it infield to his left-hand side and finds Alinia. Over halfway goes Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes was left-hand side. Nuno Mendes 2 yards in from the touchline on the left-hand side. And Nuno Mendes finds Rafael Leao in turn. Coutinho now gathers. Coutinho tries to switch the play and does so intelligently to Bernardo Silva on that right-hand side, left-footed. Bernardo Silva now just cutting inside now. It's just outside the penalty area. Bernardo Silva finds João Cancelo. João Cancelo's outside the area, 2 on the right-hand side. João Cancelo trying to bundle away through. No free kicks as the referee's really good officiating, and Slovenia will hack the ball away. Portugal just trying to buy too many cheap free kicks here. João Cancelo now inside the penalty area with a juggling act. João Cancelo tried to get the first, couldn't quite do so. Bruno Fernandes is there. Now there will be a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area once again for Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo were very close in the first half of the free kick. Similar distance out, and he's going to surely take this one again, is Cristiano Ronaldo. And it was Stojanovic who slid in. I think it was for the first, well, it might have actually been for the first challenge from Cherin. And João Cancelo just prior to that had wanted a free kick to be given in his favour. It wasn't, and so it will be a free kick now for Portugal. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 is the score in 54 minutes. And an opportunity now for Portugal to test Jan Oblak in the Slovenia goal. It's going to be Cristiano Ronaldo to take it. He was mighty close in the first half with a free kick. Bernardo Silva and Bruno Fernandes are just having a chat with each other either side of the free kick. There's no doubt it's going to be the captain to take it. Cristiano Ronaldo just with his textbook breathing, stance and poise of Cristiano Ronaldo, which is very central just outside the penalty area. Cristiano Ronaldo with a free kick and forces a save from Jan Oblak. In fairness, it was straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, but nonetheless Jan Oblak saw it later, I think, as it came through a sea of bodies, and it was beaten away by the Slovenia goalkeeper. So Pepe has the ball and goes to his right hand side. It's the first hit pass of the game really from Pepe, and it's out of play for a Slovenia throw in. 55 minutes on the clock. It's a good kick from Ronaldo, certainly sting the gloves of Oblak. He was moving through the air. The goalkeeper had to get strong fists on it. Did. Ronaldo seeking a first goal at Euro 2024, couldn't quite find it on that occasion. But of course, with every minute that goes on, Slovenia, I think, will start to believe a little bit more. Start to believe they can stifle this Portuguese side. Here's Rafa Leao on the left-hand side. Rafa Leao just cuts in field and plays it to Palhinha. Palhinha switches the play to the right-hand side, trusted by Bernardo Silva, and does. Bernardo Silva's first touch is absolutely exquisite. Cuts it back in towards Vitinha. And now it's João Cancelo. João Cancelo to the right of centre. João Cancelo with a little pirouette and feeds it now for Ruben Diaz. And Portugal starting to purr. And Bernardo Silva has the ball on the left-hand side and feeds it down the line, looking for the run of João Cancelo. João Cancelo now inside the penalty area. João Cancelo with the cutback. It's a decent cutback as well. It might drop kindly in now for Vitinha. And now on the edge of the penalty area, Palhinha will try and get the ball away. He can't quite do so, and Slovenia will help it forwards. And Pepe with the header. And Nuno Mendes now on the left-hand side wins the throw for Portugal midway inside the Slovenia half. It's Portuguese throw on that left-hand side, but the last 5 minutes or so have been very heavily weighted in favour of Portugal, and it is now Ruben Diaz just outside the centre circle coming forwards once more, and Portugal regather possession. Portugal have the ball inside the centre circle, go to the left-hand side now and find Pepe, and Pepe to the left-hand side once again. And Pepe now scraping the ball to Bernardo Silva on the right-hand side, just outside the penalty. A lovely first touch from Bernardo Silva, cuts in the field intelligently. Now João Cancelo. Cancelo on the outside. João Cancelo inside the penalty area. It's going to be another corner kick. Portugal have plenty of these. And João Cancelo all of a sudden is starting to operate in a similar way that Nuno Mendes did in the first half with those overlapping runs. And João Cancelo playing really well. Bernardo Silva's going to take the corner kick, left-footed on that right-hand side. And Bernardo Silva has the ball placed for the corner kick on that right-hand side. Bernardo Silva will take it. It's going to be taken now. Will it be taken short? Bernardo Silva has Vitinha in support. Vitinha now just moving away from the ball a little bit more. Bernardo Silva does take it short, finds Vitinha. Vitinha will feed it to the edge of the penalty area now, and he finds Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes back to Bernardo Silva just outside the area. Now to Bruno Fernandes, and now can Bruno Fernandes deliver the ball into the penalty area? Yes, he can. Bruno Fernandes, ball is drops now for right for a master bodies by Ruben Diaz just inside the penalty area. Now Rafa Leao hoists the ball into the penalty area. Will it drop for Cristiano Ronaldo? No, it won't, because Oblak does gather, and Oblak wanted to feed it out straight away but couldn't quite do so. And now Slovenia might have an opportunity through Sesko on the left hand side just by the corner flag. He lets the ball go out of play. Bruno Fernandes left the shoulder in for good measure, and the Manchester United man who might seen things tick for him today, and I think when the substitutions are incoming, might be the temptation for Roberto Martinez to take off Bruno Fernandes and bring on, reshuffle the pack, you feel potentially, couldn't he? Bring on potentially Neto or Neves or Diogo Jota if he wanted to go really attacking and try and win the game within the 90, but as it stands, no substitutions just yet. 59 minutes on the clock. Thrown for Slovenia inside the penalty area, drops to the edge of the area, and Cherin just fires it over the crossbar. So it's Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 in the game tonight in Frankfurt. And Slovenia are very, very well aware that if they can knock out Portugal tonight, it will be the greatest result in their nation's history. This is the first time they are participating in the knockout phase of an international competition, and it is absolutely no doubt they will be so very well aware of just what that means and just how important it could be for them and their nation. Slovenia Slovenia have the ball on the left-hand side, but they're giving it away. And that's going to be a Portugal throw on that right-hand side, which I think João Cancelo is going to take. Portugal played well in the game, but haven't really been able to create the chances they would have wanted. And we've seen flashes from Rafael Leao, haven't we? Flashes from Ronaldo and Bernardo Silva, but three hasn't quite worked for them tonight. It is Rafael Leao on that left-hand side once again. Rafael Leao feeds the ball inside towards Pepe. Pepe up and over halfway, and Pepe tried to feed it through to Rafael Leao. It was a nice enough idea, didn't quite work on the left-hand side. Now Nuno Mendes will regather possession. Nuno Mendes inside for Vitinha, and Vitinha feeds it to Rafael Leao. Vitinha once again, and now Nuno Mendes on the left-hand side, 2 yards in from the touchline on that left-hand side. Nuno Mendes has the ball. Nuno Mendes sees the run of Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao does gather, and Rafael Leao collects once again right by the touchline, the left-hand side. Rafael Leao considers his options inside. Rafael Leao, left-footed, will feed the ball back to the edge of the penalty area. Cristiano Ronaldo is there, a bit of a miss hit from Ronaldo. Bruno Fernandes will gather. Bruno Fernandes once again just outside the area. Bruno Fernandes with the cross in, is only partially cleared by Slovenia. And now it could be an opportunity for Sesko, and Sesko's got the run on Pepe, and Sesko now is clean through. It's a great chance here for Slovenia, and he's dragged his strike wide of the upright. And you do wonder, on a night when surely Slovenia aren't going to have too many golden opportunities to take the lead, does that go down as a big one? It was Sesko against Pepe, just the kind of position he would have wanted. He steamed through into the penalty area. I think Pepe did just bad enough to get back there and just put Benjamin Sesko off a little bit. But nonetheless, Sesko's got to test the goalkeeper from that kind of range, and the 21-year-old, the Leipzig forward, just couldn't quite get the correct connection on the strike, and how he would dearly love another attempt at that one. Gathered now by Vitinha. Vitinha's got the ball for Portugal. Collected by João Cancelo on the right-hand side. Bruno Fernandes now helping it on to Ruben Diaz, and Ruben Diaz to Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno Fernandes inside for Vitinha. Vitinha helps it out to the right hand side now. Bernardo Silva down the line. Was Cancelo on side? Flag stays down. Cancelo twisting and turning. Cancelo on the outside. Cancelo wins his side. A throw, and a good throw in then. Well, in fact, the ball has actually stayed in play in the end, and Bruno Fernandes will feed it back to Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz to Vitinha, and there's a little layer of hazy smoke from a bit of pyrotechnics in the ground that's just absorbing the atmosphere, and you do sense as though we're at an absolutely critical juncture in the game, with Portugal pushing and trying to find the goal, but Slovenia are looking rather dangerous on the counter. Nuno Mendes then on the left-hand side, back inside the centre circle, now gathered by Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz has got just to his right-hand side and finds Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva to João Cancelo, who tried to help it down the line with a little trick. Didn't quite come off, but his side had one. A throw, and here comes Diogo Jota for Portugal. And it's a substitution you can understand. Diogo Jota's just going to come on in a moment now for Portugal. I wonder if this will be to replace Bernardo Silva, because Bernardo Silva hasn't really done too much in the game. Could be to replace Rafael Leao, of course. Could also move Rafael Leao onto the right flank and play Diogo Jota off the left. Very interested to see exactly what the boss Roberto Martinez does here. There's an opportunity for Portugal once again, and Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes just outside the penalty area on that left-hand side, gathered now by Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao a couple of yards in from the touchline is Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes goes down in a heap. Still Nuno Mendes trying to find a way through, but Slovenia do have the bodies back and poke it up towards halfway. Pepe wins the header, and Slovenia hack it away once more. It's collected now by Portugal, and Pepe at the back. 64 minutes on the clock. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 in the game, and it is Vitinha who does gather. Vitinha feeds it back inside. All of this been played inside the Portuguese half, and now Vitinha's inside the Slovenia half. Vitinha, which has been the absolute engine room tonight, hasn't he? Keeping it moving nicely for Portugal. Bruno Fernandes tucks it back inside, and how adventurous is the boss Roberto Martinez going to go here? It's Rafael Leao on the outside. It's Leao for Portugal. Rafael Leao wants to, well, he wanted the corner to be given in his favour. In the end, it's going to be a goal kick, and Rafael Leao looks absolutely perplexed. And here is going to come the substitution for Portugal. It's a substitution which you can understand Roberto Martinez making, and he is going to replace Vitinha, very interestingly, gotta say, did not see that coming at all. Well, I think that means that Bernardo Silva's going to slot in slightly more centrally, and Diogo Jota is going to come out and play on the flank. That's a fascinating change by Roberto Martinez, because I tell you what, Martinez played well in the game, and it's been really a player that's kept it moving, and it's a player that's controlled possession for Portugal. So it's going to be a little bit more open now, you feel, as Roberto Martinez and Portugal seek that opening goal. Yes, it is in fact, as we see how things are unfolding, it is going to be Bernardo Silva currently has kept his right hand side. Bernardo side the penalty, Bernardo Silva picking up the pieces of the ball back awkwardly for Slovenia. And we'll wait to see exactly where Diogo Jota has taken up his position. It is Bernardo Silva feeds it inside towards João Cancelo. João Cancelo just tried to nick it towards Diogo Jota, and I think Bruno Fernandes and Palhinha now are going to play as a central two. Bernardo Silva's keeping his place on the right. Rafael Leao's keeping his place on the left. Ronaldo's the central striker. Diogo Jota was almost just playing in the pocket. Ronaldo wants a free kick. He's not going to get a free kick, and Slovenia will bring the ball away. And Roberto Martinez now, I think, has made the statement that he wants to win this within the 90 minutes. I don't think he wants us to go to extra time. He certainly doesn't want us to go to the lottery of a shootout. So it is Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. But my goodness, when you look at the fact that there is now Cristiano Ronaldo as the central striker, Diogo Jota just playing in the hole, Bernardo Silva to the right, Rafael Leao to the left, and Palhinha and Bruno Fernandes as the two players who are operating more centrally. It does make to be a fascinating Portuguese 11. Rafael Leao now has the ball. Rafael Leao trying to make inroads down the left hand side. Diogo Jota with the header for Portugal, but it goes straight back to Slovenia. Portugal do win the ball back there, and João Cancelo does gather. João Cancelo feeds it to Bernardo Silva just outside the penalty area on the right hand side. Bernardo Silva on his left foot tried to feed the ball into the penalty area, couldn't quite do so, and Slovenia do gather through Sesko, and that will be a throw in for Portugal on the right hand side. Well, wants a throw. Go to Slovenia, in fact, in the end. So it is going to be a throw in for Slovenia, right on, just a little bit shy of halfway actually, in their left back slot. Slovenia do have the ball with Biol. Biol fires it forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Pepe is there. It's looked forward now by Bruno Fernandes. Rafael Leao is tussling for it now on the left hand side for Portugal. Slovenia, though, back in possession. Could be a chance now for Slovenia, but the starting position for Diogo Costa was really good, and he raced out of his goal and fired it into the stands. And it's all, of course, the sense that Pepe is a 41-year-old centre-back, and there is the sense that not quite really beat the races in terms of a straight sprint with Spora or Sesko. Portugal have the ball on the left-hand side. Can they find a way through in the game? They have the ball now with Pepe, and Pepe feeds it to Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz now gathers the ball on the right-hand side for Portugal. 2 yards in the touchline on that right-hand side. Diaz, the early season of Manchester City, just feeds the ball inside to Pepe, inside the centre circle. Pepe just opens up his palms to say, who's making the movement in front of me? Wasn't much on for him in fairness. Pepe has the ball once again right on the halfway line. No real pressure on the ball. Slovenia are happy to let Portugal play like this all day. I mean, if you offered them a shootout right now, of course Slovenia would take it, completely understandably so. It is gathered now by Ruben Diaz once more. Now Palhinha, collected by Pepe. Pepe outside the centre circle. Portugal have the ball once again. Portugal now in possession of Rafael Leao with the left. Rafael Leao feeds it infield. Now it's gathered again by Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz has the ball on the right-hand side of Portugal. Ruben Diaz pass one. Ruben Diaz tried to pick up the pieces, but it is Slovenia and Sesko who will gather. And all of a sudden there's an opportunity now for Spora. Spora just feeds it to his right-hand side. Slovenia now trying to feed the ball into the penalty area, but it's going to come loose now for Diogo Jota on the left-hand side, who hoists it forward for Cristiano Ronaldo, or certainly gives Cristiano Ronaldo the chance to chase onto it. And Slovenia have the ball inside their own half, and Portugal are really pressurising the ball, but it is Slovenia who have it deep inside the Portugal half now. Slovenia have it on that left hand side of Biol. now it's gathered by Barkovic. Barkovic tries to feed it forward, but can't quite do so. Portugal are in possession on that right-hand side. João Cancelo is moving it up towards halfway. It's a really engaging contest this. And Diogo Jota lost out initially, but now the ball's played down the line, looking for the run of João Cancelo. And João Cancelo on the right-hand side for Portugal takes it for Diogo Jota. Diogo Jota to João Cancelo. He beats it back inside towards Bruno Fernandes. And it is Portugal who are in possession once again. Bruno Fernandes now to João Cancelo, and João Cancelo tries to go on the outside and does. And João Cancelo, can he get his cross into the penalty area? Yes, he can. Slovenia though with bodies back there to pacify the danger, at least initially. Ball's going to break now for Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes is going to get a free kick in a good position, 30 yards from goal, Ronaldo territory. Another free kick now with 20 minutes to play, just to the left of centre. This one's a little bit further out than Cristiano Ronaldo's previous two. And it's a good area for Ronaldo, you feel, to test the goalkeeper, to test the gloves of all black last time out. And Cristiano Ronaldo will no doubt fancy this one again, and once again there's 5 Portugal players around Cristiano Ronaldo, kind of suggesting, well, should be an opportunity for Ronaldo to test the goalkeeper. So it's just pretty much bang central, slightly to the left of centre, 30 yards from goal. 7 minutes on the clock, now 71 minutes on the clock. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. It's Cristiano Ronaldo, the Portuguese captain, the 39-year-old, with an exhalation before he strikes the ball. It's Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo is high over the crossbar, and I'm not sure he'll be taking the next one, because that's 3 now that Cristiano Ronaldo's had, and hasn't really been able to truly test All Black with any of the 3. This one was probably the weakest of the 3, just gliding it over the crossbar and harmlessly into the stands. So it is Portugal who've had all the ball in the game. Portugal now who will try and pick up the pieces, but Slovenia are making life very difficult for them indeed. Rafael Leao on the left-hand side finds Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes on that left-hand side for Portugal. Nuno Mendes has got options inside the form of Bruno Fernandes. Nuno Mendes just flies past one player inside the Slovenia half, and Nuno Mendes has got the option of Rafael Leao to his left-hand side. Rafael Leao now, the man who's lit up Serie A in recent years, goes on the outside to Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao with the crossing, but that's catching practice really for All Black, and too many occasions, I think, that there's been too many opportunities, I think, that Portugal have wasted in very, very good positions. So it is Portugal 0, Slovenia 0, the score, and the ball is facing the forwards for Slovenia once more, but again Portugal will pick up the pieces very comfortably indeed. And it is gathered now by Nuno Mendes, who's seen more of the ball than anyone in the game really. Nuno Mendes finds Pepe outside the centre circle, and Pepe does have the ball for Portugal just outside the centre circle. Pepe once again, and now Pepe with a raking pass on the right hand side. He's going to find João Cancelo. It's a lovely ball from Pepe, and João Cancelo now right by the corner flag just cuts the field. He's having fun out there. Is João Cancelo, ball into the penalty. It's a really good one just over the head of Bernardo Silva, and out of play for a goalkeeper for Slovenia. And that's exactly a demonstration about being for Portugal in these kind of areas. João Cancelo on a few occasions just hasn't quite been able to pick out a man inside the confines of the penalty area. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 is the score. 73 minutes on the clock. It's going to be a substitution now for Slovenia, and Zelar and Stankovic are the 2 players to come on, and Spora and Mlaka are the 2 players to come off. So double substitution for Slovenia. You can understand why they've made it, because Portugal do look like they are trying to turn the screw inside the 90 minutes. Substitution of Jota coming on. So double substitution for Slovenia. Portugal made 1 substitution in the game so far. 74 minutes into the contest. This last 16 clash, is there a winning goal within the 90? We're entering the stage where if you've got that goal, Slovenia can pinch your goal, potentially hang on. I don't think Portugal will be happy at how little they created out there tonight. A couple of half chances, but not much more than that really. Not enough, not sufficient intensity in terms of the intensity in the final third. Well, now Portugal will hoist the ball away towards halfway, looking for Cristiano Ronaldo, who does gather. Cristiano Ronaldo lays it off intelligently for Diogo Jota. Here is Jota for Portugal, and Jota's challenged, and I think Cristiano Ronaldo was actually offside anyway initially. So there will be a free kick for Slovenia in the game. Cristiano Ronaldo was just coming back from an offside position, and Diogo Jota was trying to find a way through, but couldn't quite do so, but it doesn't matter anyway. Conceição's going to come on now, and he's going to come on for Rafa Leao. Doesn't look particularly happy with the decision, because Rafa Leao did have some nice moments, but ultimately not his night. And Rafa Leao, actually, when he was taken off there, just opening up his arms and saying perhaps a little bit more of that. So Conceição is on. I think it'll be pretty much like for like now, and will be Conceição on the left hand side for Portugal. Jota's just stayed in the pocket. They do have the option of Conceição playing in the pocket behind Cristiano Ronaldo, and Diogo Jota going on the left hand side, but as it stands, Jota is still playing just off Ronaldo. Bruno Fernandes with the ball for Portugal. Bruno Fernandes has robbed the possession, at least initially, but he wins it back well as the Manchester United man. And Portugal now have the ball deep at the back, and it's gathered by Ruben Diaz, who floats it up towards halfway. It's collected now by Bruno Fernandes of Portugal. Bruno Fernandes to his left hand side, and here comes Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes is up and over halfway, and Nuno Mendes is scampering ball. Still Nuno Mendes for Portugal. It's still Nuno Mendes for Portugal. He's inside the penalty area, got support, but Nuno Mendes will feed the ball in towards Cristiano Ronaldo, just above Cristiano Ronaldo, who will regather just outside the area on the right hand side. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo does clip the ball into the penalty area, and there was half a shout for a penalty for Portugal, but I don't think seriously from Conceição. So it is a goal kick for Slovenia, which they will take, of course, all day long. Incredibly, it is Slovenia who, you look at how they performed in the group stages of the competition. They didn't win a game, did they, Slovenia? But take nothing away from how they played in the groups. They're very resilient, didn't lose a game either, of course. So it was very interesting to see how the group unfolded. Slovenia were in that group with England, Denmark and Serbia. The results were 1 apiece against Denmark, 1 apiece against Serbia, 0-0 with England. So it's been 2 goals in 4 games nearly at Euro 2024. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. Pepe with a touch right by the corner flag, and Sesko's trying to make things happen for Slovenia, but he's offside. I think he's penalised. Might have just nudged Pepe actually, and so it's a free kick for Portugal. Free kick for Portugal, 78 minutes on the clock, and foul from Sesko. The arm was up from Sesko onto the shin of Pepe. He's probably felt a few of those over the years. Gathered now by João Cancelo on the right hand side. João Cancelo cuts it infield towards Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz infield now for Portugal, and Pepe will gather. And Pepe now just outside the centre circle. Pepe goes to his left hand side and finds Nuno Mendes, and Nuno Mendes now feeds it forward towards the left hand side of Conceição. Pepe now regathers possession, and Pepe will just roll his studs over the ball, and Pepe just regathers and nudges it back towards Diogo Costa, and you just wonder if it's gonna be a case of extra time or possibly penalties tonight, because that is the way it's going. Pepe has the ball for Portugal on the left hand side now, gathered by Nuno Mendes, who evades a challenge really well. Nuno Mendes on the left hand side has played really well tonight. It's Nuno Mendes switches the play to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva on the right hand side with number 10. Bernardo Silva, the Manchester City man, trying to find a way through the edge of the penalty area. Cancelo now's inside the penalty area, but loses out as Cancelo, and it's it's going to be a Slovenia throw on the far side. So it remains Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. We enter the last 10 minutes of the game. Slovenia fans inside the ground here are on their feet, and no doubt, if you're listening in Slovenia, the pubs and the bars and restaurants and the streets will be absolutely packed on a warm night in Europe, because they are very much still within sight their greatest ever result in international football. Never reached the knockout stages of an international tournament before, of course. Here is Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz floats it inside, and Bruno Fernandes turns it round the corner, and now it's Portugal once more in possession on that left-hand side. And Conceição beats it in field towards Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes goes to his left-hand side once again. Nuno Mendes now to Conceição. Conceição's just outside the area. Conceição floats it back in field towards Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes to Conceição on the left-hand side. Conceição trying to go on the outside, couldn't quite do so. Conceição finds Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes floats the ball into the back post of Bernardo Silva, who was there, but so too a couple of Slovenian bodies, and they will bring it away. And it will be Elsnik to bring it away for Slovenia. And he's fired the ball off Bruno Fernandes, who goes down clutching his right calf. And he's going to need a little bit of treatment here. Is Bruno Fernandes. And Roberto Martinez just calling for a little bit of calm. And in fact, it's the right ankle of Bruno Fernandes that felt the full force of that. Well, he's getting a little bit of magic spray on his Bruno Fernandes. Cristiano Ronaldo's across to have a little word with him. So many more options on the bench for Roberto Martinez, but he will be very well aware that this looks like, as it stands, it's going to extra time, possibly penalty, because Portugal haven't really managed to break through the Slovenia backline. Slovenia have only conceded a couple of goals in now nearly 4 games. They did have one great chance in the game, and Benjamin Sesko it was, who just had the ball, and he was clean through, and he was inside the penalty area, and I think Pepe's arm just did enough to put him off, and he really scratched the strike horribly wide. In the end, did Benjamin Sesko. So it is Portugal 0, Slovenia 0, and it's 82 minutes on the clock. It is now collected by Portugal and Nuno Mendes on halfway. He's now fed the ball into Diogo Jota. Diogo Jota trying to play in between the lines. Bruno Fernandes now for Portugal. All of this inside the Slovenia half. Ball is on the right-hand side. Bernardo Silva with the touch. Cancelo considered going down the line. Opted against it. Instead he goes back inside his own half and inside the centre circle for Pepe. Pepe off to zips it off to the left-hand side and finds Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes can't find a way through. Nuno Mendes finds Paulinho. Paulinho zips it inside for Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes to the right-hand side and Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva then jinking left and right. Bernardo Silva cutting in field. Bernardo Silva back to Bruno Fernandes, who feeds it into the penalty area. And Slovenia, though, will manage to get the ball away. And a totally ball to no one in particular. I think now for the remainder of this, at least the 90 minutes, is going to be attack versus defence. Because Pepe has the ball for Portugal. There's no pressure on Pepe whatsoever. And Portugal now have the ball, and they're coming forward on that left-hand side. Pepe again. Pepe, the veteran, who's a 41-year-old who's closing in on playing 90 minutes here again. Pepe feeds it to his left-hand side and finds Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes back inside for Pepe. Pepe is assessing his options, and Pepe zips the ball out towards Ruben Diaz on the right-hand side now. And Ruben Diaz feeds it infield for Bruno Fernandes. And Bruno Fernandes just regathers it intelligently and plays it to Pepe, and Bruno Fernandes has it once more. And Bruno Fernandes tried to zip it forward towards the run of João Cancelo. Didn't come off though. And there's no doubt that now Slovenia are looking like they're going to be able to get to the 90-minute mark. Still 6 minutes left to play, but you look at the balance of the play, you look at how it's gone in the game, it does feel as though it is Portugal who really struggled to break down this Slovenia side. When you see shots of the Portuguese supporters inside this ground in Frankfurt, they are, well, there's optimism and there's smiles, but they are also frustrated because no doubt for what happened against Georgia, Portugal would have come in tonight really fancy themselves to produce something on the night, and fancy themselves, I think, to blow Slovenia away in the same way that Spain blew Georgia away the other night. But it hasn't happened. Really been able to create too many chances, and the chances they've had, they've squandered. In truth, Slovenia have had a really good chance of their own, haven't they? With the effort from Benjamin Sesko off target. Bruno Fernandes just wedges the ball away to the left-hand side and finds Conceição. Conceição's just outside the penalty area. Conceição comes off. Conceição's going to be a goal kick Slovenia. And the longer this game goes on, the longer actually Slovenia also look comfortable, but certainly look in control. And there's going to be another substitution now, and it's going to be a substitution for, well, just exactly the confirmation of that substitution. The numbers were coming up, and Stojanovic, yes, is the player to come off, and Verbic will take his place for Slovenia. Of course, we've got extra time and penalties to come. It is worth just moving back slightly on their substitutions, because the possibility that you might need 5 penalty takers out there is very high indeed. So we went to extra time last night with England and Slovakia. It's a very late Jude Bellingham overhead kick, the goal of the tournament, no doubt. We are now Portugal 0, Slovenia 0, with 86 minutes on the clock. And it's going to be a free kick now for Slovenia, really. When you look at the context of the game, it's a free kick for Slovenia deep inside the Portuguese half. It's a great opportunity just to take their time over this, load the penalty area, and see what they conjure. So, a free kick for Slovenia. Well, what an opportunity this could be to feed the ball into the penalty area. And it will be Cherin who's going to take it. Cherin on the right-hand side, 5 yards in from the touchline on that right-hand side. You've got 7 players forward here for Slovenia. Cherin's ball in isn't a bad one at all. Pepe, though, with the clearance. Will Slovenia manage to feed the ball back into the penalty area? Yes, there was a really good ball in as well. But Pepe is there to alleviate the danger. And Conceição now will try and run it out. Conceição's got Jota in front of him. Conceição looks over Portugal. And the more you watch the Portuguese side, the more you do get the sense that they're just a little bit devoid of ideas. And yes, Slovenia are very impressive defensively. We saw that in the group stages of the competition, but nonetheless, a side with the likes of Rafael Leao, who's substituted now, but Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldo, Conceição's now on the pitch, Diogo Jota. They all feel as though they should be breaking down the Slovenia side. They just haven't managed to do so. It is the ball played forward for Portugal, and it is a free kick now for Slovenia. And Slovenia look very comfortable indeed at 0-0. A couple of minutes left of the 90 before we go into extra time in the game. So it is Slovenia who have a free kick, and they're going to take their time over this one with 88 minutes on the clock, aren't they? It is Jan Oblak who's going to fire the ball forward for Slovenia. Poked forward now by Slovenia once more. Portugal zip the ball into Conceição on the right hand side, and now it's gathered by Portugal once again as João Cancelo will collect it. Cancelo tries to feed it towards Diogo Jota. First touch is good from Diogo Jota. Tried to slide the ball to Cristiano Ronaldo. Wasn't too far away from finding Ronaldo was Jota. And Diogo Jota now scampers across to the left hand side to try to win the ball back for Portugal. And Diogo Jota does win the ball back for Portugal. And here is Jota once more. Jota's got options left and right. It's Diogo Jota, the Liverpool man, slides it through. It's Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal, and Cristiano Ronaldo has fired the ball directly into the arms of All Black, and that was the chance that Ronaldo had been asking for all game long. And it was Diogo Jota who slid in Cristiano Ronaldo, and Ronaldo's put on a bit of a goal drought in international football in terms of international tournaments, just couldn't quite provide the finish. It was really well done by Diogo Jota, slid it through intelligently for Ronaldo, and on the left hand side, just outside the 6-yard box, Cristiano Ronaldo just didn't quite get hold of it, and All Black made the save, and made the save really well. So it's Cristiano Ronaldo who couldn't quite find the moment that mattered for Portugal. Roberto Martinez is hopping on the technical area and just hands the ball back to his side, and it's gathered now by Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz goes back to Pepe. Pepe feeds it to his left hand side, and here come Portugal once again. Now gathered by Diogo Jota, who evades his man once again, and Diogo Jota's on the rampage now for Portugal. Feeds it inside towards Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes inside the area. Final ball's a really poor one, and it is now Pepe who climbs as Slovenia will regather. We're only going to have, I think, a couple of minutes, a little bit more added on time at the end of the 94 additional minutes. Flag stays down now for Slovenia inside the Portugal penalty area. An opportunity now for Slovenia, but the ball across the basic goal is a really poor one. In fact, the offside flag is up anyway. It was always going to come complete as soon as any potential danger really mounted. And it is a throw-in for Portugal on the right-hand side. Played 30 seconds of the allocated 4 minutes, and really it's the kind of chance that Cristiano Ronaldo usually buries in years gone by. It is going to be a corner kick now for Portugal, though, in stoppage time towards the end of the game. And Cristiano Ronaldo is just trying to G up the crowd, and he just raises his arms and says, "Come on, I want more out there, give me more." And the Portuguese fans are certainly responding inside the stadium. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. We're in stoppage time at the end of the 90. There was a late goal last night for Jude Bellingham in England. Is there a late goal for Portugal tonight? It's a corner kick then for Portugal on the left-hand side. They have had half chances in the game, haven't they? Slovenia defended set pieces really well tonight, you have to say. Corner kick though for Portugal on that left-hand side. There's the option to be taken short. Cristiano Ronaldo and others lurking inside the confines of the penalty area. It's going to be a corner kick then, deep in stoppage time. Referee's just one or two things he doesn't like inside the penalty area, and he's saying cut it out to one or two players who were involved in a bit of pushing it out, one of which was Ruben Diaz. The other Pepe. Stankovic is marking Ruben Diaz really tight. Will be Bruno Fernandes right-footed to float the corner kick into the penalty area, and Slovenia, I think, will bring it away. And anyway, there's a free kick for the goalkeeper and a nudge towards extra time. So Bruno Fernandes' corner kick floated into the penalty area, was palmed away by Oblak in goal, and decision had been given anyway. Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't happy about it whatsoever. He played 2 of the allocated 4 minutes at the end of the 90. We're heading to extra time as it stands, and Diogo Jota climbs for the header, doesn't quite come off. It might fall now though for Portugal on the right hand side. Final few seconds now, they hoist it forward looking towards Cristiano Ronaldo, but it's beyond everyone, and that's going to be easy for Slovenia to feed down the line. An opportunity for Slovenia once again inside the penalty area. Pepe is there, but there is a chance inside the area for Portugal. Our ball is back there, and it's gathered by Diogo Costa. And Portugal have the ball outside the D. And Portugal now coming forward once again. It's going to be one of the last attacks of the contest. And Portugal have the ball with Nuno Mendes on their left-hand side. Nuno Mendes cuts in field towards Diogo Jota. Diogo Jota has the ball once again. Bruno Fernandes tries to feed it through on the left-hand side for Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo has it now on the left-hand side and wants it back from Jota, and gets it back from Jota. Does he? No, because Slovenia, that body's back there, and we are now going to go to extra time, surely, because we're in the final few seconds of the allocated time. And here is Sesko just outside the penalty, and Pepe comes across to deal with the danger, and is gathered now by Diogo Costa. We played 3.5 minutes of the allocated 4, and forward come Portugal once again in contest, and it is gathered by Paulinho. Paulinho has the ball inside the centre circle. Portugal. Paulinho just zips the ball up towards Cristiano Ronaldo just outside the penalty area. Ronaldo does gather by the ball back. Ronaldo can't quite keep it in play. Can he win a corner kick? Yes, he can. And there's going to be time to take that as well, I think. It's probably about 5 or 10 seconds left. Portugal, you've got to get on with this, otherwise there isn't going to be time to take it. Slovenia have defended the corner kicks and set pieces really well in the game. It's going to be Bruno Fernandes who will take the set piece. The Portuguese supporters are cheering on in the stands as you would expect, of course. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. Is there late drama to be had here in Frankfurt? There was late drama last night in Gelsenkirchen. In comes the corner kick. Slovenia defended really well. There goes the whistle, and we are indeed headed towards extra time. And, well, it will be a short break now before extra time, but my goodness, it's been fascinating, hasn't it, this 90 minutes, because Portugal have had all the ball, they've had all the half chances in the game, the clearest opportunities in the game. One for Cristiano Ronaldo late on when Diego Jota slipped him in, and one for Benjamin Sesko when he actually had the run on Pepe, went beyond Pepe and scuffed to strike wide. So, at the end of the second half, Portugal 0, Slovenia 0, and we'll be back very shortly indeed with extra time. night, the game between England and Slovakia, which England of course went on to win. Is there going to be high drama in the next half an hour here? It is Portugal with the ball and Pepe. Pepe has the ball just outside the centre circle. It's Wonder now playing in extra time, feeds it to Nuno Mendes, who's been magnificent. Arguably, the two fullbacks actually been Portugal's best players tonight. Nuno Mendes and João Cancelo played really well in the game. Here is Pepe for Portugal on the left-hand side. It's gathered now by Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva clips it inside and out. Bernardo Silva goes to his left-hand side and finds Nuno Mendes. And Nuno Mendes just goes round the outside, but the ball is hacked forward by Slovenia. And it will indeed, I think, be a free kick for Portugal on that left-hand side. Of course, this is a Portuguese side who've made two substitutions with Diogo Jota and Conceição, the two players to come off for Vitinha and Rafael Leão. Portugal have the ball now through Bruno Fernandes. It's now cleverly worked by Nuno Mendes on the left-hand side. Nuno Mendes wanted the option inside, didn't quite come. Finds Bernardo Silva on the left-hand side. Bernardo Silva now left-footed, just cuts in from the touchline. Finds Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes goes back to Pepe. Pepe feeds it to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva on that left-hand side, left-footed, zips it in now to Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes skips on the outside, and the ball is going to be now a Portugal throw. Interesting to see this tactical change, perhaps in the start of extra time from Roberto Martinez and Bruno Fernandes as a ping from 35 yards. Cannons off a Slovenian player. Bruno Fernandes is back. Bernardo Silva now seemingly operating on the left-hand side. I think Conceição has come to the right-hand side. Nuno Mendes just skips away from it. Nuno Mendes with a cross to the penalty is a really good one as well, but just beyond the reach of Cristiano Ronaldo. And out of play for a goal kick for Slovenia. Nuno Mendes has been absolutely magnificent tonight. He really, really has. Nuno Mendes, the 22-year-old who plays for Paris Saint-Germain, who's played the Sporting in Portugal before being purchased by Paris Saint-Germain for just shy of €2 million. Steal now, doesn't it? Ball played forward by Slovenia. Portugal are back in possession. The ball is popping around both sides inside the centre circle. Touch now by Verbic, the substitute for Slovenia. Slovenia haven't kicked inside their own half. Slovenia fizzed the ball up and over halfway, and it's gathered by Nuno Mendes. It certainly should have been Pepe with the touch, and Nuno Mendes now trying to pick up the pieces, but Slovenia are there in possession. And Selar has the ball. Selar just feeds it to his right-hand side. Elsnik now just trying to find a way through, and does so. Elsnik now tries to cut the ball back, and Pepe is there with a header, and the ball is fed back into the penalty area for Slovenia, and it's out of play now. It stays in play just about. Slovenia managed to lift the ball into the penalty area, but it's catching back from Diego Costa. And I do think that Slovenia themselves have had half-decent positions in the final third, just haven't quite been able to really make it count. So it is Portugal in possession, and it is Bernardo Silva who feeds it forward towards Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno Fernandes pokes it onto the right-hand side, and here come Portugal once again. They've seen so much of the ball in this game. It's gathered now by Conceição, who's operating on the right flank in extra time. Conceição now back on his left. Conceição with a cross to the penalty. It's a pretty poor one. And Slovenia are back there, and Slovenia will bring it away. Slovenia have the ball on the left-hand side, and Portugal are biting into the challenges, but successfully so. And it's gathered now by Portugal once again, and Conceição has it just outside the penalty area, and now a chance for Bruno Fernandes to deliver the ball into the penalty area. Bruno Fernandes with a cross toward the back post, and it's going to be a corner kick, is it? No, it's a goal kick for Slovenia. And you can sense just a bit of frustration about Portugal. You can sense that they're a little bit frustrated with what's happening out there. In fact, they haven't been able to break through the Slovenia side. Half chances. The early chance for Ruben Diaz, the strike that just went past the crossbar from Paulinho, and then of course Cristiano Ronaldo at the end of the 90 minutes with a good chance after being took through by Diogo Jota, the Liverpool man. It is now fed to the right-hand side, and it is an opportunity for Slovenia just outside the penalty area. The effort of goal collection on its way through. It's going to be a corner kick for Slovenia, but Verbic has been very lively since coming on the substitute. Verbic was too far away from testing the gloves of Diogo Jota on that occasion. It was a miscontrolled pass, miscontrolled touch really from João Cancelo, and then Verbic bursting forwards, and just the deflection of Ruben Diaz. So kick now for Slovenia. 95 minutes. We play 5 minutes of added on time at the end. 5 minutes of the first half of extra time, say. In comes the corner kick, which is comfortably cleared by Portugal, at least initially. Diogo Jota then is leaping, so too is Conceição, and all of a sudden that's a bit of a stab clearance. Now Diogo Jota will try and get on the ball, can't quite do so. Slovenia back in possession, and the strike from Stankovic is harmlessly wide. So it will be a goal kick for Portugal, which they've taken quickly. The game is absolutely fascinatingly poised. It's a bit of a chess match out there. But I think as the game goes on, the increasing pressure is of course on Portugal. And the longer it goes on, the longer Portugal might start to think, could this maybe slip away from us tonight? They won't want to see this go to a shootout. Bet your bottom dollar that Slovenia would have taken a shootout prior to the game kicking off. Here is Pepe inside the centre circle. Pepe goes to his right hand side. Now Portugal have the ball once again through Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz pouring forwards. There's a chance to have a Conceição on the right hand side. Portugal, though, the pace of their attack has slowed somewhat. Played forward by Paulinho. Now it's all the way back with Pepe. Pepe, who may well end up playing 120 minutes of football out there tonight. 41 years of age in the last 16 of the European Championships. Pepe has the ball inside his own half. Bruno Fernandes does gather. Bruno Fernandes now feeds the ball to the right hand side once again. It's gathered by Paulinho. Paulinho just cuts it in field now once more, and it is collected by Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva lays it off intelligently. Bernardo Silva to Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno Fernandes now feeds the ball to Pepe, and Pepe inside the centre circle zips it to the right hand side, couldn't quite find his man. Did he get a touch of a Slovenia player? No, it didn't. It's going to be a Slovenia throw in deep inside their own half. And Verbic with the strike earlier on, which was deflected behind by Ruben Diaz. And Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 to score. 7 minutes on the first half of extra time. And as it stands, we're headed for a penalty shootout. Portugal in possession. And it is going to be Pepe to gather. Pepe has the ball, feeds it to Nuno Mendes on that left-hand side. Nuno Mendes then feeds it to the left-hand side of Bernardo Silva. And Bernardo Silva now to Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes up and over halfway. Feeds it in turn to Jota. Diogo Jota, the Liverpool man, just tried to cut it field. Diogo Jota is just stopped off by Slovenia. Really is a big feature of the game. Portugal so frustrated they can't find a way through. Portugal have the ball, and Nuno Mendes has it with the throw right on halfway, and he goes back inside towards Pepe. Pepe finds Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno Fernandes just comes forward, and Bruno Fernandes trying to kind of jink a way through, but Slovenia got some bodies back there, managed to alleviate the danger, at least initially. Nuno Mendes has the ball clasped between his two hands, and now it's gathered by Pepe, and Pepe right on halfway feeds it forward for Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes goes inside towards Pepe, and Pepe to Bruno Fernandes once more. All this being played on the left-hand side of Portugal, shy of halfway now, and I think already Slovenia will be thinking about the 105-minute mark, because that's the mark that will be at half-time in extra time. And here's Diogo Jota on the left-hand side for Portugal. Diogo Jota tries to wedge it into the penalty area. Behind it goes for a corner kick, and it's a corner kick for Portugal. And an opportunity on that left-hand side to feed the ball once again into the penalty. I mean, there have been so many corner kicks about Portugal in the game. They've really been able to get good delivery into the penalty area. So it is Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. 99 minutes on the clock. 6 minutes to play before half-time in extra time. Corner kick now for Portugal. And it is Cristiano Ronaldo still having a chat with the referee. The referee said get on with it. Here is now Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva feeds it to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes lays it off intelligently now. And a chance now for Conceição. Conceição with the cross into the penalty area. And the header on goal is a very comfortable one for the Slovenia goalkeeper, Jan Oblak. And Oblak takes his time over it, as you would expect. And Oblak just considered weeding it out quickly and to do so. And there's absolutely no doubt Slovenia now will be thinking we can take this to a penalty shootout. It was Jota's header that was very comfortably gathered by Oblak in goal. And it's collected now by Slovenia. Slovenia midway inside the Portugal half. Portugal, though, are back in possession, and it's a little bit messy on both sides, and a yellow card has indeed been shown now against Selar, the substitute, and a yellow card shown for the challenge, I think, on Palinia. And Palinia was just bursting through inside the centre circle, and just the left arm was up from Selar, but it was Stankovic who had earlier had the arm on opponent's shoulder. Portugal can't keep it in play. It's a goal kick for Slovenia. Cristiano Ronaldo just raises an arm up to frustration, and then he kind of applauds the intent for the pass forward. It's not a time really to sow division. Portugal got to stay together here. They've got to believe they can create, and for Slovenia, they just need to do exactly what they're doing, and that is frustrate the Portuguese side. They're going to drop the confirmation of that. It was Stankovic with the yellow card. Stankovic he goes into the referee. Note, Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 is the score. 101 minutes on the clock, and Portugal have a throw in, and Roberto Martinez gives the ball quickly to Nuno Mendes because he's very keen for Portugal to get on with this really quickly. Pepe does gather. Pepe right on halfway for Portugal. Pepe just feeds the ball to the right hand side, and Pepe feeds it intelligently as well, and it's gathered now by Palinia, and Palinia's got options on the side, and Palinia just feeds the ball to his right hand side. Portugal have that once again on the right hand side. It's Bruno Fernandes will take 101 minutes on the clock, 3.5 minutes away from half time in extra time, and it is forward intelligently now for Conceição. Just can't quite get there on the right hand side. It's going to be a throw for Portugal. Throw for Portugal now, which Cancelo will take. Now Portugal have it once again on the right hand side. It's turned round the corner nicely by Palinia on the right hand side now for Portugal. Slovenia defended so well tonight. Really, this has been a masterclass, and when you don't believe individually, you're going to really match up against an opposition side. What you can do is incredibly well organised, incredibly well drilled. Set pieces, just be rock solid, know exactly what everyone's individual collective jobs are, and prevent the other side from scoring a goal and potentially get one on the break. When they did have that opportunity for Sesko earlier on in the contest. Ball is helped up towards halfway now. Portugal are trying to nudge it towards Diogo Jota, who will indeed get there first with Jota. Jota scampered clear, and here is Jota for Portugal. Still Diogo Jota, and still Diogo Jota. He's bundling away through. He wants a penalty. Does Jota desperately wants a penalty? He's not going to get it. Cristiano Ronaldo. In fact, the referee has pointed to the spot. It is a penalty for Portugal. The Slovenian players are absolutely surrounding the referee, but Diogo Jota was just bumbling and bundling his way through, and he went down inside the confines of the penalty area, and the referee was in absolutely no doubt. He was actually perfectly placed to give the penalty, and what a chance now for Portugal to take the lead in the contest. It was Durkusic who's played really well in the game, as Diogo Jota just ran through the heart of the Slovenia penalty area, and he tangled, his legs tangled with Durkusic. I think the referee, well, he was certainly there initially, and I think he's given a correct decision here, because Diogo Jota certainly was in full flight, and he just shimmied Jota to his left hand side, then to his right hand side. It was when he shimmied finally to his right hand side inside the penalty area that Durkusic just lost his bearing slightly. There was knee on knee contact, and I think in the context of the game and the context of what the referee's seen, it is a penalty kick, and it's a penalty kick which Cristiano Ronaldo is surely going to take. And Cristiano Ronaldo is already looking at the ball, and Cristiano Ronaldo is quite simply in the zone. We've seen this before from the 39-year-old. And Ronaldo, well, the referee's just having a little listen in the ear. Is there going to be a little VAR check here? Ronaldo is placing the ball. He scored his last 13 penalties, Cristiano Ronaldo. And Ronaldo now from the spot, and a chance to give Portugal the lead. And Cristiano Ronaldo is now being absolutely surrounded by Slovenia players. And it is Cristiano Ronaldo who places the ball. It is Cristiano Ronaldo with 104 minutes on the clock from 12 yards out. Of course, it is Cristiano Ronaldo who will be the man of the moment here, surely, for Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo then, against Jan Oblak. It is Ronaldo for Portugal. He stands centrally. The ball is placed right on the spot. And right On the stroke of half-time in extra time, Cristiano Ronaldo steps up and it's saved by Oblak. It's a wonderful save, stretching away to his left-hand side. It's a not bad penalty at all from Cristiano Ronaldo, but Oblak, the Slovenia goalkeeper, with his left hand has just managed to palm the ball behind for a corner kick. It's a quite magnificent save from Oblak, and wow, that is an incredible moment in the context of the game. It's an incredible moment in the context of Euro 2024, and the 39-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo's penalty is saved by Oblak. Not a bad penalty at all from Cristiano Ronaldo. He scored his last 13 penalties when he ran up to take that spot kick, but he just couldn't convert, and Oblak with a wonderful save. Corner kick's been taken quickly, and here is Bruno Fernandes just outside the area. Bruno Fernandes inside the penalty area, deflection on his way through, chance at the back post for Portugal. Referee just had a little look at it, and referee now I think he's going to blow the whistle for half-time and extra time, is he? He's just pausing for a moment, is the referee. Is there going to be a check here on something? We've had one additional minute played at the end of the opening half-time in extra time, and that is going to be the whistle for half-time. Well, incredible drama in the contest, incredible drama, because Cristiano Ronaldo, you would have put your house on him in that kind of situation, but he has missed a penalty after Diogo Jota was fouled inside the penalty area. The penalty was indeed awarded, and Ronaldo's penalty was saved by Oblak, and it is still Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. My goodness, that is one of the best penalty saves you will see all season. It really is. I mentioned at the time, it's really not a bad penalty from Ronaldo. He takes it right-footed, and Oblak's just outstretched arm did just about enough to palm the ball away. And incredibly, it is Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 at half-time. So we'll take a short break and be back for the start of the second half of extra time. Miss, but in reality it's just a quite magnificent save from Jan Oblak, and Ronaldo I don't think he could have done much more with the penalty because it's a really well struck pen, but Oblak with quite simply one of the best penalty saves you will ever see. Slovenia 0. Slovenia are still alive at Euro 2024. And Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal now need to shake off that penalty miss. They need to move on from that emotionally, and they need to find a way to get through this in extra time. We are up and underway at the start of the second half of extra time. And Portugal will somehow need to believe that they can find a way back into this, that they can find a way to shrug off what has happened and find a way to go and deliver in the second half of extra time and not take this to the absolute lottery of a penalty shootout. So we are underway at the start of the second half of extra time. Don't forget, first 90 minutes, truth be told, rather uneventful. I mean, Portugal had a couple of half chances, Ronaldo had a couple of half chances, and Slovenia did have one really good chance with Benjamin Sesko, which he dragged wide. But apart from that, Portugal dominated possession, just managed to ultimately find a way through. So we play 16 minutes of extra time. It is Bernardo Silva on the ball for Portugal. Portugal have the ball inside the centre circle. Back now with Pepe. Pepe, the 41-year-old, visits it out towards Ruben Diaz on the right-hand side. And Ruben Diaz and Portugal will surely just continue to dominate possession in the final exchanges of this contest, and until we get to a penalty shootout. If that is indeed how far we go, is that going to be a free kick for Portugal on the right hand side? Yes, it is, and it's going to be a yellow card brandished as well, and a yellow card for Balkovec, who goes into the referee's notebook. So it is a free kick for Portugal. Notebook, and in fact we will miss the quarter-final against France if Slovenia find a way to get there. So it is Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 in the game, and it's a Portuguese free kick which will be taken by Bruno Fernandes on that right-hand side. It's just 2 yards in from the touchline on the right flank. Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United man, we take in 17 minutes into extra time we played, and he goes and there's the header on goal. It's tipped up the crossbar by Oblak, and in truth it was a half-decent header by Palhinha, but it was always a comfortable one for Oblak, and he saw it from quite far out. He just managed to palm the ball over the crossbar for a corner kick, and really Oblak has made a string of quite comfortable saves tonight, and then one truly exceptional save, the penalty save from Cristiano Ronaldo. Corner kick for Portugal then on the left-hand side. We've played about 2.5 minutes in the second half of extra time. Pepe with a header, keeps it alive towards the back post of Cristiano Ronaldo, then fouling from goalkeeper, yes it is. And so it will be a free kick against Ronaldo. Free kick for Slovenia, which of course they will certainly take their time over in this context, because they are now surely going to just take a few moments over this one, and Slovenia has been very, very intelligent about absolutely everything they've done tonight, because frankly they've managed to manage the game. They've taken their time over certain situations. They've certainly taken their time over the set pieces every time they've been in possession of the ball, and that's exactly what you would expect. Dion will also miss the next match. He's been yellow carded. Portugal have the ball outside the centre circle. Slovenia though back in possession. Slovenia have the ball on that left-hand side. Could be played into the penalty area now. And Slovenia really managed to get the ball down. Eventually Bruno Fernandes just hacks the ball away and up towards halfway. It is Slovenia in possession. Stankovic does gather, and Stankovic now collects once again, but the flag was up on the left-hand side. It's going to be a free kick for Portugal in the game. So it is Portugal who have the ball on the right-hand side. That's really gathered now by Bruno Fernandes. He's deep inside his own half, to the right of centre. Bruno Fernandes opts to go long, smash it towards Cristiano Ronaldo. Jota also climbs the balls all the way through for Oblak. There's no doubt that if Portugal don't go through, it's really going to be a monumental moment really in Cristiano Ronaldo's career, Cristiano Ronaldo's time at Portugal. It is Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. Pepe, it's just that. It's gathered now by Palhinha. Portugal have all the ballers, have done throughout the duration of the game, and they've given it away though in a dangerous area, have they? Conceição tries to win it back, and here is Sesko for Slovenia, and he feeds it to Verbic. Verbic now just outside the confines of the penalty. Verbic trying to find a way through. Is that a free kick for Slovenia? Yes, it is. It's a free kick in a fabulous position as well, just to the left of the centre. And Slovenia now, 5 minutes in the second half, in extra time. The free kick in a fabulous position, which Diogo Jota, I think he came across, kind of crashed into Verbic. There's no real need for Diogo Jota to do it either. He's saying he got a touch on the ball, but it's free kick for Slovenia. So Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 is the score. 21 minutes of extra time have been played. Roberto Martinez got a yellow card in the aftermath of that as well. It's becoming a little bit haggard, a little bit unpredictable out there. And Slovenia now, well, what would you give for a moment of magic for Slovenia in the contest? 21 minutes of extra time have been played in the contest. Portugal 0, Slovenia 0. Got a free kick to Slovenia, just to the left of centre, in a really, really good position as well, just outside the penalty area, probably about 4 or 5 yards outside the penalty area. There's a couple of players standing over this set-piece situation as well, and I think Sherin might be the favourite to take it, the number 22, but there's one or two others there who are very much part of the conversation. Is it going to be Sherin then to take this? Diogo Costa manages the wall. Doesn't look as though it's going to be Sherin to take it right, but he steps away from the ball with a sense of purpose. Just on the left of centre, then free kick then for Slovenia. Crashes into the wall in the end. And the more you watch this game, and closer we creep towards full time in extra time, after extra time. I just wonder if this could be Slovenia's night. Would be something absolutely incredible, wouldn't it? This small nation who never, before tonight, never played in the knockout phase of an international tournament. Still got 8 minutes left to be played in extra time. Portugal do have the ball. Portugal have it now with Pepe, and Pepe's on the left-hand side, and Pepe feeds it to his left-hand side and finds Diogo Jota. Diogo Jota trying to bundle away through it. Of course, it was Diogo Jota who won the penalty for Portugal with that style of his, where he just kind of manages to slip through. There's a chance now for Slovenia at the other end. Slovenia now with an opportunity just outside the confines of the penalty. And Pepe is there. Portugal have players back there. And Costa hoists him up over halfway. It is regathered now by Berzic, who's played really, really well in the contest. And it will be 8 minutes left, 7 minutes left now, and we are heading to a penalty shootout. So it is Slovenia in possession inside the penalty area, but the final pass is a little bit too thick, and it will be now a goal kick for Portugal. There's no doubt in the final 7 minutes which of the two sides is going to be more urgently trying to find the goal here, because Portugal red hot favourites to qualify and face France on Friday in that quarter-final. They are floundering here. They haven't been able to find a way through. Missed penalty for Cristiano Ronaldo, the main talking point if you're just joining us. But where have you been if you're just joining us? Because you've missed a really, really fascinating last 16 clash. Pepe inside the central circle for Portugal. Feeds to his right-hand side of Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz just assessing his options. Ruben Diaz is faced by a screen in front of him. And Portugal now with the ball. And Ruben Diaz does gather. Feeds it to his left-hand side, Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes a yard from the touchline on that left-hand side. Back to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes switches the play intelligently and finds João Cancelo. And he goes to his right-hand side and has Conceição. Conceição on the overlap. Conceição hits the dead ball line. Conceição was just trying to do a little bit too much, and eventually Slovenia have bodies back there and smash it up towards halfway, and Pepe will deal with the danger. Certainly should have dealt with the danger initially, but Pepe gets it all wrong. Here's a great chance now for Sesko. He's clean through a goal. A chance to win it. It's a wonderful save. It really is from Diogo Costa. And if Jan Oblak made a magnificent save against Cristiano Ronaldo from the penalty spot to keep Slovenia in Euro 2024, then there's absolutely no doubt that Diogo Costa has done likewise, because Pepe slipped at a crucial moment and Benjamin Sesko was racing through a goal. Not the first time tonight he's done that. It was a magnificent chance, and in the end he just fluffs his line and extracts a decent save from the left boot of the goalkeeper Diogo Costa. High drama here, absolutely incredible, as Conceição is scampering down the right hand side for Portugal, cuts inside intelligently inside the penalty area towards the back post towards Cristiano Ronaldo. The Slovenia have bodies back there and just about managed to scramble it clear just initially. And Slovenia will come again, and yes, of course people will look at the penalty from Cristiano Ronaldo, but Benjamin Sesko has had a couple of really big chances tonight, which he's failed failed to take. And with the second one, I mean, he was clean through a goal on his right foot. It's a very, very strong left leg indeed from Diogo Costa. Just stretches it out and manages to nudge it away. And my goodness, how close were Slovenia there. Well, Neves and Semedo are going to come on now for Portugal. And Roberto Martinez, well, I can scarcely watch this because close was Slovenia to breaking Portuguese hearts and finding a way through at the end. And when you bring players on with 4 minutes left to play before a penalty shootout, the suggestion is almost always that they will take one. Certainly you fancy Neves to take one. Semedo maybe also. Pepe has the ball at the back inside the centre circle. Pepe goes to his left hand side and finds Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno Fernandes just tries to slip it in the toes, but he couldn't quite do so. Bruno Fernandes then just floats it forward now for Portugal again, and Slovenia have bodies back and managed just to punch it away in the right back slot. Durkisic just cheers at the crowd and punches his fists and just kind of has that real embodiment of the Slovenian spirit that's managed to get them to this stage of the tournament. So who's coming off? And Tepe's coming off after that error from Portugal. Roberto Martinez has seen enough there. And also coming off is João Cancelo, who's actually had a really, really good game. So Neves is on, you certainly fancy him to take a penalty. Semedo as well. When you look at the Portuguese starting 11, look at the Portuguese players on there now. I mean, if you were going to pick a 5, you'd probably pick Cristiano Ronaldo, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, Neves and Palhinha, you'd say. Conceição as well would certainly be amongst the mix to take one. It is that stage in the game. So, Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 is the score. We've played 27.5 minutes of extra time. It does remain 0-0. This is surely now going to be settled by penalty shootout unless there's an incredible moment to separate these two sides right at the death. Bruno Fernandes cuts it in field, and Ruben Diaz has the ball at the back on the right hand side now for Portugal. Gathered now by Semedo, and Semedo touches the ball in field for Portugal once again. Semedo was trying to pick up the pieces, they couldn't quite do so. Portugal will come forward once again. Confirmation that João Cancelo and Pepe are the two players to confirm their double substitution, and it is now creeping ever closer to a penalty shootout. It's gathered now by Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz just rolls his stutter. Ruben Diaz feeds it to his left hand side and finds Bruno Fernandes, who rates it to the right hand side and finds Conceição. Conceição just wiggles away from the net. Conceição just about manages to keep his balance. Will be played about 45 yards from the Slovenian goal. And absolutely everyone behind the ball for Slovenia. So, Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 is the score. The winner will play France in the quarterfinals of Euro 2024 on Friday. Goodness, if you're France, I mean, you've got to fancy yourself against Slovenia. Yes, it's been a very disciplined performance for Slovenia. Take nothing away from how defensively solid they've been, how they've conducted themselves as a unit. It's been absolutely magnificent, a real masterclass in you being greater than the sum of your parts. However, the reality is that France will certainly fancy their chances against Slovenia if Slovenia can get through. We've got a minute left to play of the contest before a penalty shootout. It's gathered now by Conceição. Conceição on the right hand side by the dead ball line. Conceição just tries to jink left and jink right. Also got him where support here. Conceição tees it up now for Bruno Fernandes. He helps it into the penalty area. Header is helped on as well, and Nuno Mendes picks up the pieces. And is that going to be a corner kick for Portugal? Yes, it is. And there will be time to take this as well. So, a corner kick for Portugal. On the right hand side, Cristiano Ronaldo just walking away, muttering to himself, and I don't think he's forgotten the penalty. There's no doubt about that. Here's a chance now for Conceição to break forwards, but it's rather wasted that from Portugal. Ball was back though with Portugal, and Bruno Fernandes outside the penalty on the right hand side. Bed into the penalty area, drops to the edge of the box, and Neves trying a volley from 40 yards. It was pretty speculative, and I think we're absolutely no doubt here we're heading for a penalty shootout. In terms of, well, I mean, course, Cristiano Ronaldo, the captain, is going to take a penalty. Actually, he might take the first one as well, 1 or 5. You would also fancy plenty of others in this Portuguese lineup to stick up their hand. Neves, Fernandes, Palhinha, Diogo Jota, Ronaldo Silva maybe. So it's going to be fascinating to see who takes them for Portugal. Look at the players that are on the pitch now for Slovenia. As we've got 1 additional minute at the end of extra time. And is there one last chance now for Portugal? Fed forward now for Semedo on the right hand side. Semedo keeps it alive just outside the penalty area on that right hand side, cuts it back for Conceição. Conceição just quite managed to make it happen tonight since coming on. Referee has a little glance at the watch. There's 10 seconds left to play. Forward now towards Conceição, but Slovenia have bodies back there defensively and see it out of play for a goal kick. And you can tell by the reaction of the Slovenia players who are barking at their travelling pocket of supporters who are shirtless in the stands and bouncing up and down in absolute delight, because Portugal 0, Slovenia 0 after 90 minutes, after 120 minutes, and this contest will be decided by a penalty shootout. Slovenia seeking what would be the biggest, the greatest, the most profound and memorable moment in their international footballing history. And Portugal, after missing a penalty through Cristiano Ronaldo in extra time, will now try to find a way to win this shootout. We'll be back very shortly with that shootout. And so it is, of course, the finest of margins, the ultimate metric really, and something which is so part and parcel of the beautiful game, the penalty shootout. Portugal against Slovenia. There were chances for both sides throughout the course of regulation time, most notably, of course, the penalty which Cristiano Ronaldo struck and which was saved magnificently by All Black. But there were chances as well. Jimin Sesko had a couple of really decent opportunities in the game, most notably a one-on-one where Pepe slid and slipped inside his own half, but that is all in the past. And as for the relentlessness of the present tense, it is Portugal against Slovenia, and it will be a penalty shootout to the sides who will face France in the quarterfinals of Euro 2024. It is going to be Slovenia to take first, and they will take first in front of the Portuguese fans. And so the first penalty in this penalty shootout will be taken by Slovenia, and it will be Ilicic, the substitute, against Diogo Costa. Ilicic steps up, he's going to take this left-footed, Ilicic strikes it. It's a really good save from Diogo Costa, away to his left-hand side, such strong palms on it, and Diogo Costa made a magnificent save against Benjamin Sesko in extra time, has pulled off a really big early penalty save in the shootout. It's not a particularly good penalty from Ilicic, the substitute. It gave Costa the opportunity to sprawl away to his left-hand side. He just gloved it away, and Ilicic grimaces, and he knows that it's first blood to Portugal in the shootout. Now up steps Cristiano Ronaldo, who places the ball with intent, takes a few little different moments to place it exactly how he wants it, Cristiano Ronaldo, and he breathes in that iconic manner. Cristiano Ronaldo steps up, and Cristiano Ronaldo scores. He missed during the contest, but he scores during the shootout. That is exactly what he does. That is who he is. Cristiano Ronaldo nets, and Portugal are up in the shootout. It's a magnificent penalty from the 39-year-old. It really is. He just zips the ball into the corner. Had that added little bit of pace on it from Ronaldo. And Ronaldo was in tears after missing the penalty earlier on in the game, but there's a wide smile from ear to ear now. So Portugal have taken one, scored one. Slovenia have taken one, missed one. And now this next penalty will be taken by Balovic. Balovic steps up, left-footed, and it's saved again by Costa. It's another magnificent save for the Portuguese goalkeeper, this time to his right-hand side. His outstretched right gloves did the business, and Diogo Costa just walks away from the situation nonchalantly. Balkovic is not a bad penalty, but really giving the goalkeeper a chance. And Slovenia now have taken two, and they've missed two. And if Portugal score this, they will be within touching distance of a quarter-final with France at Euro 2024. And Diogo Costa looks as though he's going to be the hero. So it is another penalty now for Portugal. Slovenia, heartbreak for them. They've taken two and missed two. Portugal have scored one from their one. And now Portugal will take their second in the form of Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes steps up for Portugal. It's Bruno Fernandes, the Manchester United man, just exhales. Bruno Fernandes, this is a three-step run-up, the number 8 for Portugal, to make it 2 from 2 for Portugal. Bruno Fernandes steps up and slides it in the corner, and Portugal are on the brink now. And Cristiano Ronaldo looks like the most relieved man in the entire stadium. Ronaldo, of course, who missed the penalty during the game, but scored his penalty from the spot initially for Portugal in the shootout. Now Bruno Fernandes scores. So Portugal have taken two, they've scored two. Slovenia have taken two, they've missed two. So now if Portugal score their next one, and Slovenia now have a penalty, and Verbic is going to take it, and this simply has to go in. This simply has to go in for Verbic. It's Verbic for Slovenia. They missed their first two. Verbic, right-footed, will take this penalty against Costa. Costa saved 2 from 2. Verbic steps up, right-footed, and Verbic has his penalty saved by Costa. Diogo Costa is quite simply the hero for Portugal, and now Costa allows himself the opportunity to clench the fist, because Costa knows he is the man. He's the man for Portugal tonight. Cristiano Ronaldo smiles because he knows Portugal, bar an absolute miracle now, are going through to the quarterfinals. They just need to score one of the remaining 3, and they are indeed through. If they can score this next penalty, it's all over. And Slovenia, who battled so hard throughout the 90 minutes, battled so hard in extra time, look like they're going out with a real whimper here, and it's going to be Bernardo Silva to finish it surely for Portugal. Bernardo Silva places the ball, the Manchester City man. The ball just takes a little half rotation. Bernardo Silva's happy now as the ball is settled on the spot, and Portugal now with the opportunity to go through to the quarterfinals to face France. It's Bernardo Silva, and Roberto Martinez almost has a smile. Bernardo Silva steps up and scores, and Portugal do go through to the quarterfinals of Euro 2024. They will face France on Friday, and they do stay within within touching distance, and the possibility, the dreams remain alive. It's been a topsy-turvy contest. They've missed chances in the game. Cristiano Ronaldo, the captain, missed a penalty, but they're ruthless, effective, decisive and definitive in the shootout. Ronaldo's all smiles, Roberto Martinez is all smiles. It's heartbreak for Slovenia, who worked so hard in the contest and had opportunity